Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome. I am Digital QEF William Zhang, and next to me is Mitch Pilipowski, also known as Pilski. We are your casters for today, and for me right now, it is a bright sunny day in Melbourne.
Nice to hear it. I mean, just wait 15 minutes. It might be different weather at that point. As for me, I mean, I'm sure a lot of the players are a little bit worried about it. We got record levels of rainfall here in Sydney, so I'm a little bit worried about my internet connection, but enough about the weather report.
Yeah, exactly, because today it will be the two of us bringing to you the VALORANT Oceanic Tour 2021 semi-finals, and I am absolutely stoked to be here. Of course, let's go over to the schedule real quick for today. But first off, let's talk about the prize pool. It's a $10,000 total prize pool, and it goes up linearly from the fourth place, starting from $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and with the first place getting $4,000 cash.
Yeah. It's good to see all of the prize money being distributed evenly amongst all of the competitors. At the same time, though, it's about more than just the prize pool. It is about the prestige of playing. It's about getting that practice in, and it's about the road to be able to go and play internationally. That's what a lot of these players are actually looking towards, and hopefully they'll be able to make it there, at least for some of them.
Well, let's take a look at the top 8 teams that came into this competition here. Granted, half have been eliminated, but nonetheless, look at this. Order, first seed. Fun Crew, second. And the final two last chance qualifiers, literally, straight out of the zoo and over Palace Strike.
Yeah, so we had a couple of these teams having to be emergency replaced. We obviously did see the disbandment of Demon after they had some pretty impressive results and looked like they were threatening to be a top team in the region, even really sort of testing some of the other better teams. Obviously a pretty talented roster there and a couple of players that we're sort of keeping our eyes on going forward. Then you do have the other boys on God Squad going over to NA, so we needed a couple of these open qualifier teams to replace them, but they're doing pretty well for themselves. A couple of these teams really actually testing some of the better teams, and I mean, we're even going to get to see some of those open qualifier teams play in the games today because they have just been doing so well for themselves.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But now let's check out the schedule for today. First off, coming in, well, you see Order, they 2-0'd over Palace Strike, and on the flip side, at the very bottom, Mindfreak 2-0 with Wolves, and the two teams in the middle, not as clean, but nonetheless, we have a final 4 teams for today. Order versus Fun Crew, and straight out of the zoo versus Mindfreak.
Yeah, sort of just go through some of the bracket here. You do have Order over Palace Strike, was a 2-0. First map, relatively close though. Bind definitely could have gone the way of over Palace Strike, and that gives me a little bit of pause for thought, a little bit of worry for Order going forward, that they're having a tough time with a team in one of those maps like over Palace Strike. Fun Crew getting another upset over Kanga. They beat them a couple of times now, really sort of cementing themselves as the top team in the region at the moment. And then that upset from straight out of the zoo is absolute insanity. For my money, you do see them actually overcome Wildcard there, who were probably one of the favorites.
Yeah, look, straight out of the zoo, they are my personal slight bias favorites because, you know, I came from New Zealand, Auckland, not too long ago, and knowing that some of them are actually people that more or less I've known in real life. One of the players, Duddy Boy, actually, he's the younger brother of a person I went to school with. So it's just a small world, and coming together, seeing representatives from New Zealand, I'm very happy. It makes my heart fill with pride. But anyways, let's take a look at the schedule for today. Starting at 1 p.m. AEDT, that will be 3 o'clock in New Zealand, we have Order versus Fun Crew first. And later on, 3:30 AEDT, 5:30 New Zealand, straight out of the zoo versus Mindfreak.
Yeah, I think we have some interesting games for today. I think this is going to be yet another test for Fun Crew, and they've been passing with flying colours lately. They've really had some very impressive results and shown that they are one of the top teams in the region, just coming through from open qualifiers and things like that. Orders looked a little bit shaky, so I'm keen to see how that game goes. And as for the straight out of the zoo, again, I mean, they're your favourite team, and I think they've got a winnable game there against Mindfreak, who were looking very, very shaky in the earlier stages of this tournament.
Yeah, well, none of that. Let's take a look at the team lineups, actually. First up, Team Order. And look, as you can see, Tux, Texter, Dick Stacy, Autumn, and Disco.
Yeah, it's a pretty good lineup. Obviously, these are guys that have come from Counter-Strike. Tux and Techstar are probably two of the biggest losses to the Counter-Strike scene in recent history. As for Dick Stacey, I mean, I mentioned him a little bit less because I feel like he's already had his time in the sun over there on Renegades and Greyhound and things like that. He's been overseas for international competition, and that is a massive asset to players like Autumn and Disco, who were kicking around in the Counter-Strike scene as well, showing that they are definitely talented players, but now they actually have a chance to step onto the top lineup here in Valorant and sort of test their mettle and have a chance to go overseas and prove what they're worth.
Exactly. Well, that's enough about Order. We already know who they are, but this new and upcoming challenger, Fun Crew. They have been in Inception for quite a while, and it's been a pleasure to watch their team grow to this final roster: Ronsky, Major, Junglewell, Easy, and Fleshist.
Yeah, so these guys, they played in Open Qualifier number 1 and 2. In the first one, they actually got knocked out in the round of 16 by Wildcard, which is a pretty tough draw. You know, you saw a lot of those top teams in the Open Qualifier the first time around, so it was a much harder bracket. But then when it came to the second Open Qualifier, they actually came second overall, only to God Squad, who was late participating into the tournament because obviously they were kind of 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out of the door. They've also, you know, done really well, beating Kangaroo a couple of times. Over Parlor Strike, they took a map off of God Squad before they headed overseas. And now, you know, you see them where they are right now. They're facing up against Order. It's another very tough test. But like I said before, already playing God Squad before taking a map off of them, they definitely have proved their worth here.
Well, checking out the key players for both teams, on one side we have Order and, of course, Autumn up against Ronsky of Fun Crew.
Yeah, so this is the Jet matchup, or I say Jet matchup because it's interesting to see the sort of role change that you've seen from Autumn over the last little while. I think last year he was more sort of playing that Cypher, playing a Sentinel role, which is an interesting thing because it's kind of like a debate about whether you want your Sentinel to be that turret kind of player, like an anchor in Counter-Strike, or whether you want them to be a bit more of a supportive element. Either way, he's a very talented player, so it's not surprising to see him be chucked on a character like Jet and a duelist. Whereas Ronsky, he very much has kind of been one-trick Jet for quite a while, but recently we saw him actually bust out the Sage in the Ascent game. I think it was on Thursday or the day before yesterday, yeah, Thursday. So keen to see if he's going to keep swapping around his character pool a little bit more or whether he's going to stick on the Jet where his strengths.
Well, you know, swapping around your character keeps you unpredictable, and yet other times, sticking with your strengths is really the better way to go. But anyways, those were the stats, average stats coming up until now. But today is a new day, and it really comes down to how well they perform today. And looking at the map vetoes, actually, for today coming up, as you can see, first off, Fun Crew, they picked Bind, Order, Haven, and the last map, Ascent.
It's an interesting map pool. I think we saw Fun Crew actually get rid of Split. This is a map they're 1-3 on. They don't seem to like to favor it. Doesn't seem to be in their wheelhouse. Whereas Order, they've barely played Icebox, so they've gotten rid of that one. And this is a map that Fun Crew has played a little bit. So like you said, we end up on Bind, Haven, Ascent. As for Bind, this is a map where Order the other day against Over Parlor Strike, they actually looked a little bit shaky. They looked like they definitely could have dropped that map. So I'm keen to see if that was just a little bit of ring rust. And when I say ring rust, yeah, I refer to lack of officials being played. If I compare the boys on Order versus the boys on Fun Crew's played 14 or 15 best of threes since the start of February. Whereas you look at Order, they played half of that. They really haven't had as much to play in as Fun Crew have, grinding through all of these open qualifiers and practicing. So you're seeing the results of that. They've got a lot of reps in. They're looking like quite a strong team. Now you move on to Haven. I think for both teams, it's a pretty decent map. Order's 9-1 on it, whereas you look at the boys on Fun Crew, they're 10-5, but the caliber of teams they're playing is a little bit different. You know, obviously Order's always playing against the top in the country, so their stats are going to be a little bit less skewed than you look at the boys over there on Fun Crew going through the open qualifiers. And then as for Ascent, that's an interesting one because this is a map where Order's actually 7-7 on. So I wonder if they are potentially a little bit more vulnerable once we head to the third map, if we even make it that far.
Yeah, well, look, I honestly hope to see both teams go to map 3 today. Fun Crew especially, I just can't wait to see more of them play. They've been surprising me at every single corner, every single turn. But one thing I wanted to talk back to, actually, when you were talking about not having played enough officials going inside of Order, same thing goes for God Squad or ExoClan. They never played that many officials, and they stayed at the top for quite a while. This was during First Strike, I believe. So the question was like, you know, no, it was a tournament before first strike. I forgot. But point is, when you get to the top and you stay there for too long, one thing that I think sets in is complacency, because no one can really match your level, and eventually over time you start, getting a little bit rusty, and then you get lazy. As a result, Order, they managed to take out Exoclan in the past, and this time again, the exact same scenario more or less. Order, they've been at the top for so long, but they haven't played enough.
Yeah, you can never really know about the practice at the end of the day. It's always interesting to see how it will sort of play out, whether you're going to see some of these younger teams actually step up and start to play a little bit better. But now we're going to get ready for Bind, first map of this semi-final here. I'm really looking forward to it. I want to see if Fun Crew can pass yet another test and actually make themselves top team in the region. Order is a very, very difficult opponent.
Oh yeah, look, Bind, first map, what can I really say about it? 2 TPs and Order. In fact, any high-tier team, they should have a really strong Bind either way. It's just one of those teams that, well, never mind, we'll talk about that later, because right now we're already in the pistol round. Order on the defense and Fun Crew on the attack side. Fun Crew, starting to press really towards A, 4 players, and with one running behind Autumn. He has a shorty actually there as a backup gun for close-range engagements.
Yeah, got to see if you can isolate any of those tools in towards U-Haul, droning up. In the meanwhile, though, Fun Crew, after pressuring that short A position, have started to work towards Octagon, work towards Hookah, and they've got the bomb in position over there, ready to try to get in towards that B site. Keen to see if they're going to commit there, and it does seem like they will. They're all on top of the site right now. And you do see the first kill go the way of Major there as they are cracking open that site over on the other side of the map.
Well, right now, Fun Crew, they're getting all the kills, and honestly, 4v2 now at this point, and the spike, it's just been planted. Autumn, he does get one onto Easy FPS, but still, look at the damage that has been done by Easy. 25 on Autumn. He's one shot away from death. Sure, right now, Order, they have team players on site. Dick Stacy going for the fake, and the players of Fun Crew, they're pushing out. It's all down to Dick Stacy by himself now. The lone breach, and he will get taken down. Major, using the frenzy, gone literal ape, getting 3 kills. Pistol round to Fun Crew.
Massive performance there. Do see them get off to the good start that you want to see them get off to. Already up 1-0 on that attacking side, getting in their comfort zone. None of those nerves showing if there is any. Now you're going to see the Bucky buy up from Order as they're looking to do some economic damage. They want to try to stop the money building up here on Fun Crew before it can even get kick-started. Does seem like Fun Crew going for this pretty aggressive approach towards Octagon here. Straight up B long. Drone goes in first. Tux has got his dart ready there. Other player who's undergone a bit of a role change. Used to be a Jet player. And has now started playing some more supportive characters, some Sentinels, things like that, allowing players like Disco and Autumn to embrace the duelist role, because they are some young, talented fraggers.
Yeah, I remember actually there was the Snowball Esports interview, or talk really, about the teams, Order being so flexible, all their players being able to play their support, Sentinel, Fragger, yada, yada, yada. And it keeps their team together. It keeps things fresh, I suppose. But Fun Crew, look, they showed aggression out B long. They took the ultimate orb, and they could potentially go into showers and steal the other one. But look at this. It's just ring around the rosy, but right off the bat, Disco going for an early peek, and Flesh just swiftly dispatches of him with the Spectre. And Order, they are a man down. Those Buckies can't really come in clutch at these distances versus SMGs.
Oh, you'd be surprised what the Bucky can do. Pretty stupid weapon, if you ask me. End of the day, though, you do see the split straight in towards that B side of the map. There is already 3 players here for Order with those Buckies. They want to try to get some of these kills to be able to actually make some economic damage happen. But Ronsky's already on top of it. He didn't have that Bucky at the start of the round, by the way. That's one that he's picked up. He started off with the Ghost there.
Yeah, look, you filch off a shotgun off of your enemies' cold, lifeless bodies, and you use it to your advantage. Granted, those are what dicey at first. And Major, at this distance versus the Bucky, things could go very wrong for him. Thankfully, he does manage to end the last few bullets and pump it right into Autumn's head. Fun Crew, flawless round. This is great for their economy going further on. Oh, but look at this Order.
Going to choose to buy Buckies again, so it's a double save. enough cash to be able to actually make that happen. This is a very hard commit to how OP the Bucky is. Not too much success with that strategy, particularly in the last round, not really causing very much economic damage. You can see Fun Crew's economy is fantastic at this point, so they're going to continue rolling forward. This time it is going to be a bit more of a spread out approach, holding a bit more of a default setup, just farming up those orbs on the Raze ult.
Oh, this flash, potentially. Oh, there you go, Pilsky. What you're talking about, earlier. The Bucky at that distance, awesome. Just instantly takes down Ronsky. He couldn't even react. And now Order, the shotguns are reigning supreme, as far as we know, this early on in the round. And Fun Crew, it looks like they're a little bit more cautious now, just backing off a little bit and trying to play a range advantage.
Yeah, just don't think they want to step foot in that part of the map at this point. Can't blame them. They've lost that bathrooms control. They've lost a pick towards short A. So, like you said, they're going to regroup towards B long, try to use that range. Kind of reminds me of like maybe trying to force your way up long A on Dust 2 and CS. But there is a couple of closer angles though, and there is a crossfire between Hooker and that B site here. So they need to be very careful they're not running into this crossfire. They're going to start smoking off some of these angles, make things a little bit more difficult. But can the Buckies find the timing to be able to bust out of the smokes and cause some damage? Does seem like Order's just going to bide their time and regroup, wait for the retake so they can go as 5 together as the spike is being established on the side here.
Yeah, look, but retaking with Buckies all the way, it's going to be reasonably difficult because when Fun Crew, they get the spike planted and then they play a good post-plant defense, crossfires covering each other's backs and everything, what good are those Buckies really going to do? But we will find out right now. Easy, he's getting paranoid, he has to fall back and leaving only 2 players of Fun Crew on site. Major good for 1, Major good for 2 again. Tuck's finally with the flat back, and the Buckies actually, they are putting in Major work. Major does go down, and sounds a 1v1 surprisingly. The last player of Order actually really healthy in jungle, 27 HP. A single Bucky shot, anything, could make the difference. Shockdart dangerously close to jungle, and Tux, don't tell me you're gonna stick this all the way, because jungle's gonna peek you and take you down. Fun Crew, 3-0. Order, they forced up time and time again, and it nearly paid off there. Just wasn't quite able to go the distance.
How does that shock dart not kill Jungle Wow? Like, it's right on his feet. It's literally like breathing on him at that point. I just don't even know. Either way though, Order, a lot of economic damage there. Does chip down the economy a little bit more, but because of how successful Fun Crew was against the Buckies in the previous round, they're not too worried about it. You do have already that Raze ult ready. You saw Major farming up right here all of those orbs earlier on. He got a couple of kills with the Spectre as well, so that rocket is ready to go. As we go into the first buy of this map, pretty slow, spread out, defaulty kind of approach. And Ronsky, there you go, the jet diff over Order pretty early on. That's not a bad scalp to be taking. The operator duel does go the way of Ronsky nice and early on, and that's going to be great for the man's confidence.
Oh yeah, look, the operator, you don't really see it too often on the attacking side because when you're on attack, you want to be more swift and being able to use a rifle, run and gun, essentially. But Order, oh dear me, the last big play stuck out towards the opponent angle, and that showstopper might be deadly. Oh, it's just a stack of utility. Major and easy, showstopper, shock dart, it doesn't matter. And Order, it's all down to the texter on his lonesome. How much further can he really go, Pilsky?
Well, I think he's just going to try to hold on to that op or the next round. Even if he does, though, I don't think that you're going to see Order buying up. And Fun Crew at the moment, 4 guns up. They're going to be very happy with how this game's going at the moment. Economy is looking fantastic. Everything they're doing is working.
Yeah, look, or Texter as well. Oh, and the fast peak. Oh, does take Major down, but thankfully there was no one there to back up Major, though. Now the Cyber Cage is going to cause some troubles for Texter. He's going to get pinched from 2 angles, and that shot out from Easy. Did it actually hit Texter? No, close. Oh, it's actually hit on him. Oh, what a shot by Easy. Robin Hood in the hood right now. And Fun Crew, 2 players standing, they deny Order of that $5,000 investment, and they pick it up to pass it back to Ronsky.
Right here.
Yeah, I think they already had access to an operator either way, but they're going to be quite happy with how that one's happened. They've, as you did mention, stop the operator from being saved over, which would have been a bit of a nightmare situation because he would have had the operator being able to go for picks in certain parts of the map in combination with the Buckies being brought up in certain positions.
Order, look man, once again they are back in the half fight, but Awesome thankfully he does the Blaze Storms. This is really aggressive. That's a good breach. Flashback help him up, and Easy, it's not flash just yet. It doesn't matter. Actually, Tuck from that distance takes him down. And oh, Major wasn't quite there to back up his teammate. A little bit late on the updraft, and oh look, Dick Stacy sitting in that corner. He's good for 2 now. And look, breach utility. Oh my god, it manages to push him out of the corner, but Dick Stacy straight to the jungle. It's all down to pushes by himself. And Order, the mad aggression this round, definitely worked out more in their favor.
I mean, that was a save round. So you look at their money right now, it's absolutely impeccable. They picked up a handful of Vandals towards the later parts of that round, and you see that the effect that has on Fun Crew's economy. All of that momentum they built up, all of that cash they built up is absolutely gone after a round like that, and that is absolutely massive for Order. That's going to start to shift the tide of this game. Even if they lose a round following this one, they're going to be able to repurchase, they're going to be able to rebuy. So they have the potential to be able to fight for this half and start to turn things around. You do start to see the ults changing as well. You've almost got that Sova ult, just needs that one orb, and Ronski's contesting it. As soon as that orb's tapped, I imagine you're going to see the peak on the line, but the dart does push them away. And hopefully that gives Tux some time to be able to get that Sova ult. Doesn't seem like he's going for it just yet. Breach and the Raze ult are available though, which is a lot of high impact ults here for Order. Keen to see the Brim ult over there on jungle as they head towards A. I can only imagine that's going to be for U-Haul or the post plant.
And I actually think just then, Awesome, he used this jet dash already, so he can't escape if the ultimate comes down to U-Haul. He does actually get out, but Major blast backing onto site. Fun Crew, they're swiftly advancing on Texter now. How much damage can he really do? That recon arrow won't do any favors though. And there you go, Awesome, that's no operator gone. Major doing hard lifting for Fun Crew. This goes, that showstopper as well. He wasn't expecting the off angle, and it does go to waste. However, Order, they aren't getting these kills. 4v2, Fun Crew, the site take has failed. The spike from jungle has to be carried over to the B side. Finally, it goes down, but he's by himself for the time being. And Order, my god, they are filtering in 4 players. No ultimates though. This is very doable.
You do have that orbital strike available for jungle. Bronski is trying to get a peek before this kicks off. How the hell does that work? It's that classic left right eye peek. There's the orbital strike to deny the post plant, followed up by the molly. Some beautiful observing there. So the defuse will not be ready. He might be able to half it.
Beautiful curve. Even gets the kill and gets a second actually onto oh no, that was Disco onto jungle. But that molly, it just couldn't buy enough time after all. If only the Ronski managed to stay alive, get the initial pick. Maybe Fun Crew, I think they would have had a chance to actually win this round. But Order the initial early picks, and then just the pure manpower. There was nothing that Jungle Wild could really do.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can't really blame Ronski when he's literally getting like right eye peeked around the corner, and he doesn't even see Tux on his screen and then just dies. Like, that is just like some kind of crazy interp or game design that's not worked out well for the man there. And I was saying it before, you look at the funds on Fun Crew, their money is absolutely cooked, and that's the factor of the turnaround. You did see that half buy for Order just do so much damage the round before last, and now the momentum of this game has completely changed at this point. You might see Fun Crew ahead in terms of rounds, but their money is really struggling, and Order has a massive opportunity to really start turning this game around from here.
Oh, Major, what was that? And you know when he was going for that fast pick, and Autumn, he just nets 2 easy kills onto Butchers as well. Maybe a third jet dash finally gets used, but look, Ronski is there, aggressive as well, chasing him up. Retribution for his 2 dead teammates, but the damage is done. I think Ronski may have been able to pick up the operator. He does, but 61 HP. He might have to glass cannon this because there are no heals on his team. Fun Crew, the man down, and this is their chance to actually make up for some lost ground potentially, but Order, I think they might just have this round in the bag. They're being so patient. But Fun Crew, the spike, still hanging around mid. 2 players already advancing close to B.
Yeah, just a very passive setup. Do see the punish of the jump down, and it's just a pretty standard sort of crossfire that gets them through that. Third person not in position to be able to dive in there, but with the rotation off the B side, Jungle Wow is actually able to get on this A bomb site and plant the spike down. He does have a molly available, so I'm keen to see if he's going to do some kind of a cheeky line up from back towards short. Doesn't look like it. Even if he did, I'm not sure he would be able to have the time to be able to make that work.
Yeah, look, deja vu from the previous round. 1v3 this time. Jungle, oh, don't paranoid. Good for one. Nearly landing the second onto Disco. But the fast peak and the rifle advantage. Order, they're only one behind FunCrew now after this. And look at this as well. Texter, they know what the operator is picked up by Ronsky earlier, and they're going back to save it, I think.
Yep. Just good stuff from Order. Their money's looking fantastic. Now FunCrew, another opportunity to go through with the buy. They are very close to pretty much all of their ults. Do have that Cypher ult for a bit of info. You got the Sova ult for the post plant or try to get an early pick. And just a couple of orbs or kills away from two more pretty big impact ults. The orbital strike yet again, as well as that ult on Major with the rocket. So keen to see how that interaction all works. Does seem like FunCrew, again, a pretty slower sort of approach, sort of working that long B and hookah control. Does seem like they want to contest Bathroom this time, though, up against the Breach and the Omen.
Yeah, look, the tag team with a Breach, Flashpoint, and a teammate peeking is very, very formidable. And now FunCrew, they've only left one player, Major, just to contest Baths by himself. And he wants the ult, but I don't think it's a very likely situation. And Autumn, my gosh, easy, just walks right into his crosshairs. He clicks, he doesn't even have to flick, dashes out just for style points, actually dashes into FunCrew. Thankfully, the box was able to save him. And Ronsky...
Definitely don't think he meant to dash forward there, but doesn't really matter too much. Again, they found the first pick. This has been the case a couple of times for Order. That operator on Autumn has been fantastic. You know, he's only got 6 kills, but a lot of those are right at the start of the round, pretty high impact kills that put a lot of pressure on the attacking side. And now you got to see what FunCrew are going to be able to do. The mid-round peak as well. Autumn has just been re-peaking. No respect. Wrong side of FunCrew. Another one. Rotsky was just there, just fired his operator literally 2 seconds ago, but no respect at all from Autumn. He does not care right now.
FunCrew. The tag team duo. I take it back. It's all down to Ronsky by himself. Lonesome Jets. And the utility coming out from Order right now. They're just not letting Ronsky get anything. 20 seconds left on the clock. I think a save at this point really is in order. How much more can Ronsky really do? He'll have to go absolutely nuclear to even take the site and then plant it. Order, they're just playing so patient. Ronsky, off on one and doesn't manage to land the spray. Dropping down, his recoil was his biggest enemy there. Order, they've tied things up now, 4-on-4.
I mean, I felt like I was watching Autumn back in CS playing some of these ANZ Champs game where he's like AWPing on Inferno and just re-peaking like 3 or 4 times. Just absolutely no respect. Seeing it even in a different game, employs the exact same style up against his opponents. Now you're going to see FunCrew. This is what I was saying, a complete momentum switch. Ever since that round where they had the half-buy success on Order, they went hyper-aggressive. You've just seen, number one, FunCrew's money has been at a terrible state, but number two, they look a little bit timid, you know, especially after they lose that first pick pretty regularly. They're taking too long moving through the map. Again, they're going to lose the first pick to the operator of Autumn. They just don't seem to have an answer for it, and I feel like part of that is just due to the composition that they're running. They don't have any flashes. How are you going to push the AWPer off the line if you don't have access to those flashes? You need to use the Cypher cams, you need to use the Sova drones, and at the moment, they're just not finding their mark.
No, they aren't, but however, Ronsky, the Blaze Storms are going to be employed, and it doesn't matter at all. Autumn, again, disrespect, point blank. Ronsky couldn't even pump those blades out. Texter catches easy, catches 2 at this point. All down to Fletcher's by himself, a Spectre. Things are looking unlikely. And the shoulder angle, the outline, was spotted by Tux before Fletcher's could even get his head through that smoke. And Order, they're really swinging the momentum now in their favor. 5 in a row. Autumn, double digits. The economy so strong as well. Bank of Bravos, Pilski.
Yeah, they're going to have no issues moving through the rest of this game. The rest of this half, rather, just buying up as much as they want. So the onus really switches to FunCrew now. They've got a lot of ultimates ready, a lot of those big impact ultimates. This is where you need your best strategy. You've got the Raze Rocket, you've got the Brim ult, you've got that Sova ult. Surely you've got to be able to utilize these to be able to get yourself an advantage. A bit of a switch up in the position here. You have the Jet peeking towards Bart this time. Autumn just staying active, but it is going to be the contest towards B. It does seem like that's where FunCrew wants to head. They want to keep things simple, utilize these ults, but already the mid-round peak from Disco in combination with the util, just no respect here from Order. Disrupting FunCrew time and time again here.
I really like that orbital strike. Actually forces one player out of position. One into the TP. It doesn't matter though. Dick Stacy still anchoring on the site. Sprays down easy and Jungle. It's a 2v3. That showstopper is no longer available because Order, they are just getting kills left, right, and center. Flesh just gets swung by Texter. Blind. And Fun Crew, they just can't seem to figure out what's wrong with their attack right now. Order, the retakes are impeccable. The side holds are impeccable.
I think at the moment it really just comes down to the class of team they're playing against. You know, you get a lot of these teams in the open qualifiers and things like that aren't going to punish your mistakes, that are going to make a lot more aggressive plays that are harder to that are easier to sort of punish. Whereas for Order, I mean, Autumn's really the only one who's been aggressing very much, except for in that last round where Disco was going for a bit of a push down. For the most part, they've been quite patient and they've been punishing Fun Crew as they move pretty slowly through the map. And Fun Crew, again, in a half buy for them, they're going to slowly try to move through the map, try to punish aggression. But Autumn on this deep line, it's going to be very hard to check. And you can just see, look how passive they're being on Fun Crew. Look how shook they are right now. Even on a half buy like this, just very, very slowly giving a lot of respect. The instant repeat from Autumn, you can just see that's how confident he's feeling. Even up against the half buy, he doesn't even care, just goes for the jump peek. Then Texter just comes and solo peeks it. This is Order sending a message saying, we are much better individually as a team and you can't punish us on these peaks. We're just going to roll you over.
Just he's using the cyber cage to buy some space for him, and Dick Stacy, just a pure game sense flashpoint out and goes in for the kill. Fun Crew, they can't get anything done this round. Dick Stacy again, oh my gosh, the pre-fire up through the box, and it's all down to Jungle. Well, look, how much further can you really do, because Dick Stacy's on a roll and he's delivering another win onto Order's plate.
Last round in the
half. This is where, you know, we're heading towards the end of the half here, but the name of the game starts to shift a little bit because at first, you know, you were off to a good start as Fun Crew. Now that Order's gotten rolling, you could just see the disrespect that's coming out, the re-peaks. They are just hyper aggressive, taking these fights time and time again. If you can't force this Order side to respect you and start picking up some momentum, start picking up some steam, this is going to be a very, very one-sided series.
Look, I think map 1 at this point, it might actually be done because the mindset, the mental game of Fun Crew, it has to be somewhat shattered or decreased now at this point, because Autumn, there you go again, Pilsky, talking about the disrespect. This guy goes for the aggressive peek and has the perfect agent to do it. Gets one kill and just falls back instantaneously, already one onto Jungle, and that's the only source of smokes for Fun Crew. This push, no matter which site they go to, it's gonna be really, really difficult.
Absolutely. And you just see them fall into a bit more of a passive setup on that operator. They have full bathrooms control and Order. There's another pick for Autumn. That's just heads up play. Like you said, he took out the smoke character. Can't smoke off CT if you don't have your smokes available, and he's going to get himself a very, very easy pick there. Now he's going to reposition straight on top of that site. That is a bit of a miscellaneous ultimate from Easy. And again, Autumn, he gets this one kill. He's got his dash available.
Oh, not again. And he's walking right into his crosses. Autumn off of 3 at this point. Might as well get the ace. Blicious does take one down, and Autumn now, he's repositioned to hug Octagon with his buddy. Next Stacy! Through TP, all down to Easy now. He's being pinched from a lot of corners. That door's not open just yet. It doesn't matter because he gets pushed into Autumn's crosshairs. 4 kills for him, and just uses the Blade Storms just for a flex. Why not at this point? This is the first half. It's done and dusted. Order doubling the round score of Fun Crew. And look, Fun Crew, they picked up 4 rounds early on, and then after that, it's all Order. 8 in a row, 8 red. And honestly, it could swing red all again in the second half.
Potentially so. Yeah, I think this is just Order really showing their class. It's a classic thing, you know, you see in every tactical FPS. If you just play a little bit more aggressive against an underdog team to test if they can handle it. Not even just in tactical FPS, even if in something like StarCraft, you know, you'll see first game when in GSL or something like that, they might cheese an underdog opponent, see if they can handle it, see if they can break the mental. And at the moment, Fun Crew, they just don't seem to have an answer for it. Let's see if they can pick things up a little bit more on their defense. Does seem like Order heading straight towards B. 4 players straight up long here.
Wronski and Flesh's, however, they are in quite an open position. Wronski, He'll have backup before, but easy. But that owl drone can maybe spot one. But the players of Order, they're already swarming into Octagon. There comes the paranoia. Easy, good for one. And Ronski couldn't even land another. The trade going back and forth. And Fletcher, finally, the crossbar, easy as well. What was that? He picked up 2 kills into Octagon, spraying blind with the classic. Now let's go by himself. He gets located by the spy cam dart and jungle, getting the easiest silence shot through the smoke. Fun Crew, what a flurry of a pistol round.
That's a bit of a nerve settler, I'm hoping. Get off to some good momentum, but like you saw in the first half, you know, you got that first pistol. They got a couple of rounds following that, but what I want to see from Fun Crew is just more than a little bit of a streak for a couple of rounds in a row. You need to be able to see them run the gauntlet.
Gauntlet indeed. This is literally the deep end, playing the first seed, the vanguards currently of OCE. Order, much to my surprise, they didn't actually force up this round. Granted, they couldn't plant the spike, and Fun Crew, the gamble stack towards the A sites. Meanwhile, Order still playing around, destroying utility, poking and prodding, just trying to figure out what's going on, Pilski.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the rotations of Fun Crew right now. You know, they're anti-eco and they're running around in spawn. They've hard rotated to B just off a little bit of noise. It was only Jungle Wow on the A side, but now they've sort of got things back in to decent positions, and you're going to start to see this site here coming in from Order.
Oh, those paint shells doing so much damage, and look at this major as well. What was that? Paint shell kill into Texter? Easy shock darting Dick Stacy, 6 feet under. 2 kills already gone, but U-Hold, that's going to be a tightly contested angle. It doesn't matter though, because the kills are coming from all over the place. All down to Autumn by himself now, holding that shorty. Still has some hopes and dreams left, and seriously, he gets pushed back from behind. Easy, 4 kills. The Hunter's Fury will be available for Fun Crew 2 rounds in.
Yeah, I mean, just to touch on something you were talking about before in terms of the force-up. I mean, I think with the Stinger being nerfed down a little bit more, you're going to see a little bit less of that attacking side force, whereas, you know, Bucky, you just hold angles, you hold some of those good positions on the defensive side. It's a lot more favorable to use that kind of a weapon. So maybe defensive side force a little bit stronger at the moment. And as for easy farming up all of those anti-ecos, I mean, I love that. Whenever you get that many kills on a Brimstone, on a Sova, or a Killjoy anti-eco, that's going to be massive for you to be able to get your ult.
Impact, storing up money, and oh, the aggressive push. Easy again, Major chimes in. Order. This was their first buy round, Pilski, and they've already lost 3 players, 30 seconds in. Disco and Autumn. What can you really do? I like from Autumn though, he's clearing spawn, but Fun Crew, 5 players standing, they can just trade out with pure numbers alone, and the players are getting pinched by Order. Autumn thankfully does take down Major, holding a low angle, but however, there are still 4 players left to go through. That's double what you have right now for Order. It all comes down to Fun Crew. They can play the right angles and get the trades.
Yeah, Autumn just going to use some of those jet smokes to block the angles off.
4 seconds, however, and oh, it doesn't matter. It won't be easy to pick up the kill when Jungle Well is there to chime in and Disco. Oh, he couldn't even get a single kill there. Easy, he already has the Hunter's Fury. Give some kills to your teammates, man. Let them charge their ultimates. Fun Crew, the one behind Order now. Pilski, it's happening. It's going to be a tied up game at this point. 4 rifles on the side of Fun Crew.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're going to go hyper aggressive, that's the perfect round to do it because you just don't have the weaponry to be able to contest and you can buy up. So, I mean, you see it in CS as well. Like, bonus rounds are the rounds where you do want to go for miscellaneous pushes like that or go aggressive or go for a bit of a stack on the defensive side. So that's the perfect kind of read for Fun Crew. But it also really helps their mental, I feel like. They're definitely straight back into this game after a really rough run on that attacking side. They have a really strong economy going forward. They picked up a couple of guns towards the tail end of this half, and now Order's on the half bar trying to get back into this A side again.
Oh, awesome. That Spike is dropped in a really unfavorable position, dashing in by himself. After the trade's coming through, the pain shell, the utility stack. Order, they do take the A sites, but once again, easy with the Hunter's Fury. It doesn't even matter because he sprays down, takes the end stage with the back. Yeah, another easy. Almost going for 4 that round. And Order, this push just fell apart because Fun Crew, they're just getting kills left, right, and center, and easy. He is showing up in the second half, Pilski.
Yeah, I saw him have a massive game the other day as well on the Sova. I think he ended up in one of the maps that I recently watched him with like 350 ACS, which like you talk about a duelist having a big performance is usually like 300 ACS or something like that. So as a Sova, having like 350 ACS is absolutely insanity. Now you see him again having a pretty massive performance here against Order. They will have their buy up available to them though, and the economy is behind Fun Crew, so...
Oh, Major. He just briefly looked the wrong way and catches Texas with his pants down, throwing out the Dark Shroud. Another initial kill. Good for Fun Crew. Order, they've lost their source of smokes out. And now, in the first half, Pilski, we saw when Fun Crew lost their Brimstone, what happened. Wow, but Dick Stacy now, he's going to get tagged by the Hunter's Fury. And Easy doesn't quite finish the job, but the damage is done. Order, once again, starting this round on the back foot.
Yeah, they've got some jet pressure towards Long B here. Autumn trying to find some rotations, trying to bait out a little bit of a push, getting locked down on that line from Ronski's operator, though. Doesn't want to peek a little bit too far. But with that control, you're going to see Order start to reroute straight back through middle towards Hookah. The problem is that even if they do go for a bit of a sight hit, they don't have their smoke character. Major pushed so early up short A and took that out of the equation. So they're going to have to get in there dry up against Ronski's operator. That's going to be a task and a half here. But with the reposition, that's actually very favorable timing for Order here.
Oh dear. It's too favorable because Ronski playing close ranges with the operator. Not the most ideal situation. And there you go. Alton gets the better of wedges. Doesn't matter though. Ronski, great dodge on the shot side actually. However, in the air, he gets taken out like a clay pigeon. 3-on-3. Oh, 3-on-2 now. Order. They're getting the kills and they've turned this round around. They don't even need smokes. Just go on the side dry. Oh, dearie me. It's all down to jungle. No smokes left. No utility left. He has to pick up those 3 kills just to get the orbital strike. Can't even afford to reload at this point, lest he gives away his position. This should be good for him though. It doesn't matter. Dick Stacy holding the angle. 24 HP takes down jungle and Order. Oh my god, you thought this would be a tie game, but they take the lead once again.
Yeah, that's just one of those situations, I guess, where Ronski, he's holding the angle for that entire round on Long B, doesn't get any peaks, so just as he chooses to reposition, it was the worst possible timing, and that is a massive contributing factor to Order picking that round up. If he's posted on that line, they probably picked that one up. End of the day, though, Order, they had the choice of whether to get that operator up off of the ground and use it in this round, but they're going to choose not to. And actually purchasing a handful of Spectres here, one of them being on Autumn, who does have the knives available. He's just hard contesting bathroom straight through in towards that A side. He's going to right-click Jungle Wow and get the hell out of there.
Get the hell out of there, and now he's going for a double dip. Right click on the Easy, looking for another right click. This guy is just hungry, thirsty. 3 for Order ultimate this time, and he's just pumping out blades left, right, and center. It doesn't matter even if he takes damage. 2 HP, I don't care. I've killed 3 players with right clicks. The mental for Fun Crew has to be somewhat damaged again in the second half. You can't have Autumn running around so carelessly and freely getting these kills.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. Autumn's just kind of styling on them, but this is what he does best, right? Even going back to CS, like, he was a hard carry player on some pretty lackluster teams or some mixed teams and things like that. So we're seeing him sort of employ that same kind of gameplay here up against Fun Crew, just embracing that hard carry approach, taking a duel with Ronski here, who's really having a bit of a tough time. I mean, you looked at the stats earlier on, and you've seen some of Ronski's earlier games. This is a guy who can have big impact for Fun Crew, but up against Order, he's not playing his best game today. He's missing a lot of shots.
Yeah, he is, and the timing, Destiny, is just not favoring him currently. Awesome, that was dangerously close. And look at this guy, 21 kills. The Bladestorm used that round to huge success. Order, they have to be feeling so confident in themselves right now. Easy. Well, look, how much more can he really do? He brought the team back in the second half, but at this point now, someone else needs to step up and assist him, or else the burden, it may be too heavy for his shoulders alone.
Yeah, and you're seeing a similar turnaround to what we saw in the first half. Order has a very strong economy at this point. Do have that breach ult ready, have one off of that Sova ult. Oh, that's a really nice pick right at the start of the round there. Easy just sort of walking down B long by himself, solo, trying to make a bit of a hero play, especially on the Sova. That's not really ideal. And now you're going to see Fun Crew trying to navigate a 4v5. They have to go even further, more aggressive. Major here, you can just see Autumn's already ready for it.
Oh, Flesh just eats that shot dart right to the face. 70 HP. However, Jungle Well does finally get the first kill, favoring Fun Crew. But Order, they have side control. The spike could be planted any second now, but once again, like you said earlier, easy, dying so early on. That will be no recon arrows for the retake to assist Fun Crew. I like that camera as well. It doesn't actually spot Tux. Flesh just had no idea and does get caught by surprise. The TP's coming out, and Ronsky, he's missing operator shots, he's missing blades. He ain't no Autumn. The jet difference. It doesn't matter though when Jungle with the Guardian, he's seeing these one taps left, right, and center. Another whiffed shot for Ronsky. Spike will get pumped down on the B side. The Hunter's Fury will make his life a living hell. There we go, now he's waking up. One shot on the Texter, almost a second. One bullet left in the magazine though, has to land a shot, do some damage, make the job easier for Jungle. It won't come to fruition, and Order 11 rounds now.
In that turnaround really, since you can see in the midpoint where Order gets that first round, that was actually the 4-on-5 where Ronsky starts to reposition. And the reason why I mentioned that is because that's a big swing round. It actually started to really put pressure on Fun Crew's economy going forward and allow Order to build up their own money. That should have been a round where Fun Crew could have locked that round down, and then they force Order onto another save, and all of a sudden they would be up the ones who are up like 10-8 or something along those lines ahead. But now they're finding themselves fighting from the deficit. You do have the Breach and the Sova ult available for Order. No ults to speak of, not even close for Fun Crew heading towards the tail end of this game. They've got to fight their way out of a bad situation.
Oh, Ronsky as well. Just pure game sense by Order. They're using ammo to clear all these likely angles, and Flesh that's just rough, man. First, the Jet was a human flashbang, dashes way past them, and then he starts panicking because he knows there's more players behind him. There's flashpoint from Order. They're just taking side, all down to Easy, and he can't do anything because Order has infiltrated so far behind the enemy lines. Match point already before you know it.
Here.
Yeah, and towards the tail end here, you can see the money is pretty short here for Fun Crew. You're seeing them go down to Spectres, Guardians, a bunch of players sitting around 3 to 3.5k. No ults in sight really either, so no bailout in that regard. And Order, their money is very, very strong here.
My ult's not ready.
This is going to be a very, very rough turnaround. They've got to win 4 in a row on low money for Fun Crew. I'd say it's pretty unlikely.
My ult's not ready.
I'd seem like Order wants to head straight towards A here.
Place your bets because this is VALORANT. Anything can really happen. And Jungle at this distance, same story now. Awesome. He might just get the advantage. Good dart actually. Good Cypher Trap. And Jungle, he will finally take that menace that is Autumn down. The hard fragger for Order. Fun Crew have once again the worst are buys. They might be having a hard time, but however the kills back and forth right now. 3-on-3. There's only one player of Fun Crew on site, but the flank already has arrived. Easy finding his time. The Phantom spraying down 2 players. There we go. That's the hero play you're talking about. Easy with the spray down, all on Thick Stacy now, and just gets caught from behind. He wasn't even looking behind him, and Major walks up, swiftly disposes of him. Fun Crew, they're fighting and they're surviving Pilski, as I think, honestly, it could happen over time.
Yeah, they've earned themselves a much better buy, which is great. Not to mention the fact that Easy off those kills does get access to his Sova ult. He's starting to get closer towards those big impact ults that can actually start to get Fun Crew some of these rounds as well. You're 2 off the Brim ult, you're 3 off of that Raze ult, and you've seen Major has a big propensity to farm orbs when he can, time and time again, just go for pushes. He's going to again push up short A.
Oh, I like that. The Hunter's Fury, it makes up space for him to push. Major, however, this time not quite being able to catch Texter with his guard down. Texter, fool him once, shame on him. Fool him twice, shame on you! Oh, Fun Crew, you've lost Major. You've lost that Raze utility, the paint shells. It doesn't matter though, because Jungle Well, he started to wake up. That's a really long distance shot onto Disco. And it's just silence again, poking and prodding back to your standard gameplay.
Yeah, it's a hard rotate towards the A side for Fun Crew, and you can still see Autumn just poking and pressuring over there towards Octagon. He's just lurking in towards that B site, seeing if he can find his way into Elbow in the late round and create a bit of an opportunity for Order to go for a rotation. You can already see Texter still applying pressure. He wants to go straight through the TP as this fight between Easy and Autumn is going to be so important.
Easy does spot out Autumn, and he already calls for a rotation. He needs help. Ronski is coming ASAP, but this is close. Dangerous though, but it's easy. He does get the better of Autumn. That our drone will save his life. Not for long though, because Dick Stacey is there on support. However, the flashes. Oh, he doesn't even need him. Now, don't tell me he's going to use the ultimate right here just to buy time for the plant. And he actually does manage to tag Fleshes. Dick Stacey just using the breach utility to absolute perfection. Extreme prejudice just to buy time. Jungle Well and Fleshes. Now, this is match point. It all rests on their shoulders. They have to pinch Order. The good thing is right now, they can isolate the 1v1s because none of the players of Order, they are aware there's a flank behind them. Jungle Well sneaking up behind Dick Stacey. This could be a good initial kill. Maybe a second coming away. Oh my god, here comes Jungle Well. Take down Touch and Dick Stacey. Finally, the orbital strike into the holder. Know where the last player is. All down text. He gets tagged down. His elbow gets burnt to a crisp and he will fall. Fun Crew, they hang on. Pilski 10-12. I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah, those kills are actually what gets him that orbital strike as well. That 2k at the end to be able to ult all of Hookah there right at the end. And that's one of those mistakes that, you know, I'm kind of surprised to see come out of a team like Order. Just no one watching that flank, just taking it for granted that no one would be flanking in that late. And unfortunately, it's cost them in this situation. Either way, though, they still do have a couple of map points to work with and a little bit of money behind them, so things aren't over for them yet. Still do have access to the Raze ult, the Omen ult, and the knives.
Oh, once again, unlike that. Fun Crew, they picking up the ultimate orbs, trying to get any little bit of an advantage they can, but he won't score that easy. And oh, there we go, the side push onto B side. Disco might shoot that showstopper out. Doesn't even catch easy because Texter, he's there to pick up the kills. He actually from the shadows TP actually. I think what was it, into Octagon, and Fun Crew again 2v4. Not much ultimate still work with this time. That neural depth will make things a little bit easier. At least they have confirmation of where the players of Order are holding post plant. But Jungle, oh, did he spot out the shoulder actually of Disco? I'm not too sure. The comms may not have been there. Jungle still going aggressive. He has to catch at least one player Tux to isolate these angles. It doesn't come to fruition though. Flesh is by himself. No utility left. The lone Cypher, Baroque and Spy, and he's just getting, oh, actually tagged a little bit. We'll get the kill. Full kill slow. 1v3, pushing out the smoke into a firing squad. Match point, map 1 goes to Order. Fun Crew, you came so close. But my God, Pilski, I wasn't expecting this game to go this way. I had faith in Fun Crew. It went really close there, but Order just showing to be the better team, better discipline. They do take the first map.
Yeah, I think they kind of show their class there. A couple of key rounds where I think things started to swing outside the favor of Fun Crew. I think about that half buy. I think about the round where Ronski gets off the line with the operator towards B long and they lose a 4-on-5 to be put in a pretty awkward money situation. Those are the kind of rounds that really swung the economy back in the favor of Order and made things a little bit easier for them on the comeback train. So, you know, it was a winnable game for Fun Crew, but these are the kind of rounds when you lose them against some of these open qualifier teams, it's not going to punish you as much, but if you lose them against Order, you're going to lose the game.
Yeah, Order, they will not let any, let's say, advantage go left. Well, I should say left. Leave no stone unturned. Except for the final round, actually, Jungle Well. What a flank! And he actually managed to solo win the round for his team. But Fun Crew, look, like you said, just falling just a little bit shorter. And earlier, before this game, actually, you said that Order, they haven't been able to play as many officials as Fun Crew. But what we're seeing right now, Pilski, Order, this is looking good.
I think it's like that debate of like form is temporary, class is forever. You know, there's a reason why they've been a top team in the region, and they're showing it here. You know, even though there were a couple of situations where Fun Crew were definitely testing them, still showing their quality in terms of a squad. Order just a little bit better overall there.
Well, guys, that was a banger of a first map, and we will be going for a short break before map 2, so don't go away just yet. There's more action coming your way.
I just time traveled. Today's a big day for past me. He just got the latest Vodafone broadband with super Wi-Fi. Wow. Which finally means Wi-Fi in all 4 corners of the house. What? Even there? I've got Wi-Fi in the garage. Yeah, we do. See ya.
Oh, it's still the carrot!
Yeah! Super Wi-Fi. Wall-to-wall Wi-Fi guaranteed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am William Zhang, Digital QF, and that lad next to me is Mitch Pilsky. We were your casters for today. Well, we are your casters for today. And honestly, look, that map 1, Order versus Fun Crew on Bind, it pretty much went the distance, 13-10.
Yeah, it did. Like I said, you know, Fun Crew, they were off to some pretty good starts in both halves. They found themselves the pistol on both sides of the map on Bind there, but unfortunately just couldn't run the distance in terms of converting more rounds after the little streak at the start of the half, and Order was very, very good at getting back into things.
Well, look, Order, you keep mentioning it time and time again, and that's all I think about. You said that they did not play many officials, but this form, this teamwork, the communications, the discipline. One thing though, they do let Autumn just go absolutely ham, get in there to get these kills. It also comes down to on the defense, him being on the operator, you know, just picking up kills left, right, and center, and the full confidence from a CS days, just a pure experience. He knows now, being in Valorant, being Jet as well, after getting a pick, you can still dash out to safety because it makes you untradeable instantaneously. Now, that was map 1 done, but map 2 this time, it will be Order's pick on Haven. I know, Pilsky, you hate this map. 3 sites, you have an absolute headache with it. But personally, actually, I quite enjoy the map because of its aesthetics, but whatever.
Well, it's not just you that enjoys it, it's also Order that enjoys it. They're 9-1 on it, so it's not surprising to see them pick it. Yeah, the dynamic of how they're sort of picking and banning maps, though, is an interesting one to dive into, because against Overparlor Strike the other day, they actually banned Haven and first picked Icebox when they barely play it, and now they're banning Icebox and first picking Haven. So interesting to see how that sort of decision-making does break down depending on which team that they're playing, but this is a very strong map for the boys on Order. A reasonably strong map for the boys on Fun Crew as well. They played a lot of this map, 10-5 on it. But, you know, I don't know how much the map sort of dynamics in terms of how much teams have played it is going to play into it as much as the form of these teams, the performance of some of these players. Have to mention it. The man Ronsky over there in the first map, 100 ACS compared to his, you know, usual 250, 300. That's something that he's going to have to rectify, or they're going to be finding themselves way out of this game.
Yeah, look, it might just be a first map shivers. Well, I'll take it back, actually. Order just snipes down Ronsky, who opted to buy the Sheriff, and it doesn't quite work out in his favor. Thankfully, Major there, coming in clutch, perfect timing with the Sage Ball, and stops the push of Order dead in its tracks, even manages to net himself a kill onto Order. So, right off the bat, that's 2 Jets on both teams out for the count, thankfully. But Fun Crew, instant rotation over to the A side. They have to be hearing footsteps trudging around over in sewers from Order. And Major, he was good for 1, and the damage has been done. 2 players of Order so low, a look away from death and shock darts. Surely at some point, I take it back. There's no Sova on Fun Crew, but Major, he's causing still a minute. Whoa, he got 2 kills. Next takes it with a single right click. And Fun Crew, however, it's all down to Flushes by himself, has picked up a Sheriff. Half armor, things are very doable, and being Killjoy as well. That turret on pistol rounds is such a menace to deal with. It takes so many bullets from those pea shooters to take it down, but Flushes, he's looking at the wrong angle. Finally here's down of 1, and his turret confirms the other. That's Hot Hands Molotov. Won't be working in his favor though. 64 HP already. Could be anyone's round at this point. Flushes clean tap onto Disco. However, 1 player left standing. That turret's going to come in clutch for him. He knows the last player is towards the long angle. He might have to stick this all the way, but doesn't matter. Oh, the shot on the top. But however, can he get the halfway defuse? Oh, 0.3 seconds. Wishes, that was so close. He almost had it. I was rooting for him, but my God, Pilsky. This back and forth right now. This much energy from both teams on the first round of Haven. 10-5, and what was it? 9-1. Goodness gracious me, this is going to be one hell of a map.
Yeah, worth mentioning as well the comps that both teams are running. Order are running triple duelists right now with the Breach and the Omen, so that's something interesting. That's a lot of flashes between Phoenix and Breach as well. So, you know, it's been a while since we've seen anybody running the triple duelist comp. Most people are saying, you know, one duelist is the way to go or whatever. Who cares what the characters are called in terms of their roles, though. If the strat works for you, then the strat works for you. As for the boys on Fun Crew, though, we were chatting about it a little bit before in their game against Kanga the other day, me and Komodo. They're actually running the Sky on this map rather than the Sova. They've changed up their lineup quite substantially when it wasn't working for them before on this map, and it seemed to have found them a bit of success against Kanga, but now they're playing a completely different lineup, a completely different beast in Order. Let's see if it's still going to continue to work.
Well, no, so that's what happens because Order 5 players just walked onto the A side. Now, also, he's still a menace at that distance as well. With the Bucky, might be able to get a few kills. You hate this gun kill scheme, but my god, it's working out for Autumn. He's loving it right now. Weshes and Fun Crew, they managed to tie things up 2-2. How that Sky can't heal herself. Only has the bird to confirm the blind out towards long. Doesn't amount to much though, because Order, they force up. Well, they don't force up this round, but the SMGs, they spray down Fun Crew. 2 up.
I am actually digging this comp from Order. Triple duelist on a map where you want to be aggressive on the attacking side and just go take duels, go take map control. Definitely could be a recipe for success. Just see the 1-4 sort of approach is what I would be assuming. You got that Omen offering a bit of some smoke support for you to get onto the sites, the flashes to get you in there, but Omen can always be that lurker over towards the middle side of the map if he needs to. Should be interesting to see how that dynamic will work though once they head over to the defense, because you won't have the Sentinel, but at the same time, I feel like on Haven, the success factor of your defense a lot of the time is actually how you rotate and where you choose to aggress. So using those duelists to aggress in certain parts of the map could be the key to success on defense. Either way though, the run it back and all of Order just going towards this garage at C position, but the first duel goes the way of Vronsky. You get straight in towards garage though as the spike does get planted here.
Order, the aggression definitely paying off, but more like actually Fun Crew not being defensive enough on the C side. It's the 1-for-1 trades. I can't believe it. Back and forth. And finally, the res on Fun Crew Major coming in clutch now. But Texas, this is such a sneaky position. Disco's by himself. Can't really do too much at that distance. We'll have to use the Flame Wall just to heal himself up as much as he can. And Major, oh my god, the Sage Wall again. We've seen it in the past. It's so smart. Texas has to sprint with all his might right now just to get the kill. It's not going to happen because... Major defuses Spike, gets 1 kill, and Disco, he's left standing, holding the bag.
Yeah, it's not too bad though. They take all of those guns off Fun Crew, which is actually a pretty terrible scenario for Fun Crew. This might be one of those situations where you have to save after you win the round, because Order, they actually have much better money. They could drop over a rifle if they need to. They can fully buy up, whereas Fun Crew, they're absolutely broke economically, and that is exactly what's going to happen. Fun Crew, they win the round, they get the defuse, but because they drop all of their guns, they actually have to take an eco here.
Oh, look, it's really rough. So maybe if they saved in the previous... Well, it doesn't even matter anymore because there was nothing they could really do. They wanted to win the round. They had to. It just came down to bad timing, I suppose, and angles that ordered. They could pick up the kills. Disco as well, I want to point out, already halfway to having to run it back again after using it in the first round. And Autumn, oh, dearie me. I think heard a footstep or something. Him with Dick Stacey just catches Major. The Sage pushing out by herself. Order, they're getting 2 kills. Obviously, A side. Easy's dead too. A side is clean and open for Order to push on. As you can see, the spike being ferried there already. Disco on the lurk. And the last 2 players of Fun Crew. This is a tall task ahead of them.
Yeah, just going for damage here at this point, trying to take a few guns off of Order, who are pretty much in full swing economically. Even after losing that last round, they're navigating their way through this anti-eco very easily. 5 players up right now. It's going to be up to Fleshes to try to get a kill with this Bucky, but at the ranges he's working at, that's not going to happen. And speaking of Order, I mean, look at them right now. 5 players surviving, so they're going to retain all their guns if they don't lose a kill to the Bucky. But on top of that, just look how many ults they have access to. Even the run it back is just 2 orbs off of being available for Disco. So heading into the next gun round, this is going to be a rough one for the boys over on Fun Crew, who only really have access to the Seekers. They can grab an orb on Fleshes and have access to that lockdown as well, which could be quite effective up against this comp that Order's running. They don't have the Sova ult, they don't have the counter lockdown, you know, they don't have the Brim ult to be able to kill that Killjoy ultimate. All they really have access to is maybe the rocket, but that's if you can even get an angle on that lockdown. So the Killjoy ultimate could be a sure thing for Fun Crew if they can utilize it at the right time.
And as you can see right now, 3 players of Fun Crew funneling out A-Long just to deliver the lockdown over to the hands of Fleshes. But Ronsky again, this upper positioning, 1 player does bottom out. And look, The buddy system from Order, I like this, it's fantastic. And Ronsky, he's forced to back down. Fun Crew, however, they are swarming over towards the right side. Order tucks, there you go, the showstopper coming out, blasting off the side, and finds absolutely nothing. And there goes your theory, Pilsky, on the rocket to destroy the lockdown. There goes the paint shells as well. That was the other piece of utility that could potentially destroy it. There you go, lockdown coming in through, and this will force Cloud's Order off the sites. You can't really stay anywhere. Disco with the run back, going really aggressive. Could actually get one kill indeed onto Easy. The instant clap back from Major though. Tux gets caught looking the wrong way, and Order, they had the spike down. They are getting the kills, but Fun Crew, they regained side control, and no Sage this time got to the defuse. Ronska going aggressive, picking up Nick Stacy, and it's just a back and forth battle right now. Spraying through the smoke, trying to get kills. Order, they do come out on top. Texter and Autumn pumping bullets down in the absence of vision. And Order, my god, they are literally laying down the law and order and picking up these rounds, building economy and momentum.
Yeah, their money's fantastic. Fun Crew have to take another save, and that's a massive missed opportunity for Fun Crew. They popped the Seekers there, they popped the Killjoy ulti, and they still couldn't retake C. That's a nightmare scenario for them. That's a lot invested in that round to try to pick it up, but unfortunately when Major goes down trying to put that wall down in front of the spike and get that plant, that round was pretty much done and dusted because you saw all of that that spam coming through the smokes when they tried to defuse the spike. It was just so effective from Order. 1-for-1 over towards long A. You do still have Major here in towards short. Trying to contest with the Frenzy, but he's going to go down as well. So looking like Order still just having a lot of success, just hitting these sites pretty hard.
Yeah, success, and just as you say that, actually, Dick Stacy uses the fault line and just stuns Disco mid-ultimate. So that ultimate, it couldn't really clear the backside as effectively as they would have liked or go for a more aggressive push. It doesn't matter though, once again, this is anti-eco and Order. They should have this round in the bag. There's only 2 players left. Oh my god, take it down to 1. Texter just finding the timing. Destiny, Lady Luck is favoring him today. He cleans up Fun Crew.
Well, Fun Crew do have that Sage ulti available as well as the Omen ult for a bit of a reposition, but apart from that, ult's not going to have too much of a factor in this round going forward. Just look at that money on Order. They're in a fantastic position. They're already up 5-1 on that attacking side. This triple duelist is being very, very difficult for Fun Crew to deal with right now. And I was saying, I mean, one of the big win conditions they have is access to that Killjoy ulti, but when you can't even get the round where you invest that and start to turn things around for yourself, I think you're just going to be in a very rough position going forward. At least now there is the ops available on both sides of the map for Autumn, for Ronsky. So this could be a bit of an opportunity. Ronsky really needs to get rolling here. He needs to start finding these picks earlier on in the round, similar to what Autumn was doing on Bind for Order, to try to alleviate some of that pressure on the defensive side. Because realistically, Fun Crew, they're having a rough time of things, and if they don't start slowing down this momentum, they're going to be out of the semi-final.
Yeah, Mitch, I want to hear your thoughts on that early round aggression from Fun Crew. Actually, they used quite a lot of utility out A-Long. Didn't really get much out of it though, and once again, that was the Wolf Tasmanian Tiger. It's already destroyed. No intel utility on the side of Fun Crew. Order, however, their positions are confirmed as that Sage will once again from Major. Just impeccable timing that forces Order back again. But I do think they're playing for a fake rotation, perhaps using audio cues. Fun Crew, they've rotated onto the A side. Easy, good for 1, and Order. 3 players in sewers, that's a kill box right there.
I think that was straight through the smoke. And Order now just trying to lurk one player up onto B. That is Texter on the Omen. Did sort of theory craft that he would be the one to try to cut rotations, try to pull some rotations off the sites, and he's just going to walk straight onto B by himself while the rest of the boys are working short A, and that's an opener from Disco already. And they've just found the site.
Order, just pure discipline, teamwork, and communications. Using that intel, they confirmed that Sky was no longer on the A side, therefore probably only Sage by herself. And look at that, the first angle that they check when they push out from short, they check hard corners, and there goes your Sage. 3-on-3, no Killjoy lockdown to help Fun Crew out this time. That turret, yeah, sure, it could maybe detect a few players too, but Dick Stacy in position. He sees the gun barrels open and outline. Jungler, however, does trade back 1v1. Disco does come out on top, 34 HP though. That came dangerously close, but Order, they're up by 5 rounds, and they're looking to take this all the way at this rate. Look at the money. They're making it rain.
Yeah. It's going to take several rounds in a row from Fun Crew to be able to turn this game around, and I'm not sure they're even having very much luck finding even one at the moment. Only round they found was that third round and a half. Are starting to build up quite a few ultimates on both sides though, which could start to turn the tide here maybe for Fun Crew. You have that breach ult available, but it is just a half buy-in from Fun Crew here, so not sure you'd want to be investing that in a round like this. Did the mid push this time to change things up?
Oh no, with Order, they're just getting these kills. The buddy system, Bronski and Fletchers, they managed to use the pistols, make something happen with it. They've actually killed quite a few players. This is actually a very doable round for Fun Crew now, but not if this guy can help him. Watching the flanks, oh, fantastic shot with the Major. And there you go, down to Easy by himself, and Texter just crouching, keeping his head just under that windowsill, and using the wall penetration advantage of his gun to finish off Fun Crew for yet another round.
Yeah, not looking like a close game here, unfortunately. All of the ultimates ready. This is the round that you need to secure here for Fun Crew. You've got the Seekers, you've got access to that Killjoy ultimate, you've got a res. This is the ultimate retake potential for them to come back into one of these sites late and make this round work, but they need to actually make it happen. Didn't work out for them last time. A bit of a change-up order. Does seem like they're going to go back to that faster approach towards C. Killjoy's over there in combination with the operator, which needs to connect. Still haven't seen Ronski really fire up just yet. Yeah, spotted out one player. He's an opportunity to find an opener, but there's the breach shot coming through towards the back of C.
Bronski, can't be missing those shots, man, because it just gives Order room to work with. Seekers are deployed. Spike is going to be planted back side this time, and Order, we should be looking for a same post plants setup. All play out there long, because once again, Killjoy ultimates forcing them off sites, and all comes down to how much bullets they have in reserve, just to go for the sprays. All the boys are getting ready. They're gearing up to shoot that single corner. Fun Crew, they have to go aggressive and get these kills. So far, it's one-on-one, and there you go. The showstopper being pumped out, and it's just, you don't even have to use bullets. Oh, it gets a higher angle, but all down to Fletchers now. The 1v2, and the bullets coming two ways. Order, they take him down promptly, and they are not letting up. Filski, this is looking really concerning for Fun Crew now.
Yeah, triple duelist on that attacking side. Just not something that Fun Crew are able to deal with. Again, another round where they have access to all of the ultimates that they need to be able to try to complete that retake, and they just can't convert when it comes to coming onto that bomb site. So, end of the day, if you're not able to get it done in ideal circumstances, I just don't think it's going to be working for you on this defensive side. They are down to yet another half fight. They have been reset so many times this half, whereas Order have just had strong money for this entire game. Not really much else to say apart from that. It's just been a pretty one-sided match.
Well, I suppose that's the difference of being rich and being wealthy. Rich speaks and wealth is silent, I think that's the quote. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter because Order, they're just getting kills left, right, and center. Fun Crew, they're dropping players, and Ronski, he's dropping Blaze, dropping kills. Well, that's actually picked up a great chance to Dick Stacy, who wasn't looking his way. But the buddy system and the clapbacks instantaneously from Order. The runner back was used over to the C sites. Didn't really get too much out of it, but they have at least confirmed intel somewhat that there are no players there defending. Fun Crew, they're so split up. Autumn, he's farming kills now. He's feeling himself back like map 1. This is looking really precarious.
Yeah, just taking that C site, navigating their way through this anti-eco pretty well so far. Autumn just lurking up B. This is the... Oh, he's actually onto the ace. I think I missed a handful of those kills at some point, but either way, up against the eco, you're not going to be, you know, super impressed by that. It's one of the reasons why I hate this map, by the way. It's just you're always worried about that person cutting your rotations towards that B side of the map. It's kind of like Dust 2 mid-doors on steroids, you know, where you get someone on the T side that's just trying to cut the rotations through CT spawn or something like that. Except instead of having access to catwalk and going into lower dark or going through CT spawn to the B site, you have two options. On this map, like, you only have the one option, or you run an extra like 15 seconds through defender side spawn, which nobody wants to do. Either way, though, Order going to go for a much faster up-tempo play straight into this A site, and there is literally no one here for the boys on Fun Crew. They're only now just rotating in, using that dog to find some info, but what he will find is that Order has already got the site and is setting up for this post plan.
The worst thing, actually, that Tasmanian target, it couldn't even spot that far because it's like it has the same vision distance as Paranoia. Autumn like this early aggressive positioning. Easy, will fire his shoulder. Right click is missed. Easy there you go, catching him up, following him. Jungle Well, oh my god, the utility right now from Order. Look at Dick Stacy, he's pushing out so aggressively. Disco catching a flank. Ronski doesn't stand a chance in the role. Fun Crew 2v4 now. It's all down to Easy. He was the hero of map 1. Can he come up big again?
Last player standing.
First shift was nothing. It's rotten, honestly, that's all I have to say. He gets taken down, and Order, oh my god, they are dominating. Easy, can't even heal himself, has the dry peek. Texter, the instant shots. 10-1 Pilski, this is domination.
Yeah, I think Order really showing their class here. This is a map that they seem pretty comfortable on. Also running, like, not only are they embracing the no respect style, you saw some of that in the previous map, but even just in terms of their composition, it sort of speaks volumes. Like I said, triple duelist, no sentinel. There's no thought of, oh, let's play a little bit defensive at some point this map. No, they are literally just holding down that W button, just going in hard, and they know that Fun Crew haven't been able to handle it this series, so why not just keep the aggression up and continue that success. Nice opening pick though from Jungle Wow, might turn the tide a little bit.
One down.
Ooh. And actually Order, perhaps their aggression is coming to bite them now because they're playing too aggressive, and Jungle Well, good for 2 for Order. They're falling like rats now in this round. Easy, there you go, cleans up. It's all down to Autumn now by himself. He almost aced it a few rounds ago, but this time an operator at this distance. It's probably not as favorable. Great shot to Easy. And the resurrection from Major actually just to have that guaranteed advantage against Autumn. You can't take any chances with this monster by himself. A Sheriff, 6 bullets in the cylinder. Now he has a Vandal. The ante has just been upped. It does look the wrong way though. Ronski on the long con will take him down jet on jet. But Autumn has proven to be the more effective wind assassin this game.
There you go, 10-2 for Order on that attacking side of Haven. I think that's pretty much how they wanted things to go. Now you're going to move over to the defensive side, and I'm eager to see how Order makes this comp work on this side of the map, because like I said, no Sentinel available for them. So I'm assuming that this is going to be a lot of mid-round aggression, a lot of pushing A long, a lot of, pushing C long, mixing things up, pushing down middle. Whenever there's a bit of quiet, just see Order start to go and take some initiative, take some map control, take some duels, and see how things work for them. So Fun Crew, they're going to have to be ready for that, because they've already shown on Bind they've had a lot of trouble on the defensive side dealing with that aggression, even on the attacking side sometimes.
Oh, that Killjoy turret from Fun Crew. It doesn't really amount to much. Maybe there are a few players playing Garage, and at least one pushing down mid. And like you said, Pilski, you saw it coming right away. The aggression down mid. Thankfully, though, it doesn't go that way. Fun Crew, they do manage to regain more or less mid control, and they are looking to edge towards the C sites. And Fun Crew, Order as well. The triple duelist to set up. Oh, what was that? Burr didn't go anywhere. It allows Disco to push out and get these kills. It's a clapback, left, right, and center. And Autumn is just on a roll now. It's all down to Jungle Well by himself. Has a ghost, not much armor to work with. Has to be clean headshots here on out. Autumn so aware now, holding its angle. Great dig. Jungle Well. Oh, dearie me. This mountain, it was a hill at first, but now it's turned into Kilimanjaro and could be Everest really soon.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about there when I'm talking about the mid-round aggression. Like, just look at the response from Order. Whenever Fun Crew makes noise, when they start to go for a little bit of map control, it's just the instant flash through, and you just see Order dive out and just brawl into middle or brawl over whatever part of the map is being contested from Fun Crew. They are not going to allow Fun Crew any map control, and there's the flank through from Texter to close that round out. You could see the timing coming around in his favor. It was very unlikely Jungle was going to complete that 1-on-3 because he already copped that dink earlier on. So that's just 11-2 for Order. And, one thing that was going the way of Fun Crew for Bind was the fact that they were able to get themselves some pistols and actually try to get off to a good start. Hasn't been the case here on Haven. Order's taken both of the pistols, and you can see Fun Crew has been really struggling to respond. They're going to try and go for a second round buy and see if that turns around their fortunes.
Well, a second round buy, I think the odds are still stacked against them because that bird is just not really working out in their favor. Towards some point blank will miss. And look at that, the Cloud Burst just to buy him space. But 3 players, however, of Order are on the C side, and they are well positioned to deal with this aggression. Awesome headshot, and Dick Stacy's coming through. It's already the players are falling on Fun Crew, and oh dear me, Awesome. He's looking for more kills at this point. He's just hungry and thirsty. Great tag as well. Ronsky finally was there to save his teammate. Good kill on Ronsky, and now it's all down to one player on Order. Texter by himself with a Spectre. Paranoia will go one way. Oh, that alarm bar gets popped instantaneously, and Fleshes, he's getting nervous. He knows that Texter, the scary omen, is around him and it's close. He's looking the wrong way though. Texter, he finds a bullet and he has to reload. There you go. The swing from Fleshes catches Texter mid-air. Fun Crew, they pick up 1 round, but they need a lot more if they want to have a chance of winning this map.
Yeah, that was maybe a rare mistake out of Texter I'm not used to seeing. He still had 10 bullets in the magazine. After popping that alarm bot, he was kind of aware that the Killjoy was reasonably close to him, so surprising to see him go for the reload there, but nice force buy win from Fun Crew. Try to keep themselves in the contest here, keep things a little bit more competitive. Order do force straight back though. They want to make sure they halt this progression in its path. And Brute, they're going to pressure towards a lobby. Bird onto the line to provide a little bit of info. But they've already lost the pick to Texas Vandal.
Yeah, Major as well. Well, half the healing actually on the side of Fun Crew. You still have Easy on the Sky, but that Tasmanian Tiger just managed to spot out Autumn, and Autumn, honestly, this round, he has been the destroyer of utility. Takes out that turret instantaneously, and now onto the poor doggy. Easy. I think he spotted out the gun barrel, actually, of Dick Stacy. But those flashpoints, my god, just so much trouble. And Autumn, this guy's so confident. Like you said, Pilsky, no respect. Just pushes out time and time again. Hey, what can I get here? What can I get there? Free real estate. Texter again pushes down mid. Fun Crew, 3v5. They have to turn things around real quick because Order, they're starting to pinch them in now.
Yeah, you could just see the kind of style they're going for. You look at the contrast between Fun Crew's defense and Order's defense. Fun Crew, hold that thought for a sec. This is just a really nice timing from Texter. Surely gets a freebie, if not multiple, but he's actually choose the wrong direction. And now you do see the Rays spotting out some of those players towards Garage. The paint shells does actually...
Oh, wow. I think Awesome, he may have been slightly flashed there. Still lands the headshot to Easy. Oh my god, 3 for Awesome now. He knows the last player is stuck inside the garage angle, and Texter is there to hold down the fort. Jungle, well, not much he could do. He was literally in the jungle, and Rambo ×4 had him cornered. Match point for Order. Fun Crew, I think this could be their last rites.
Yeah. I mean, just to pick up that point that I was going for before, you look at the contrast between the two teams. Fun Crew was just leaving the C site open and trying to hard retake it. Before the spike was down, there was 0 duels taken, or maybe 1 duel taken. When Fun Crew's getting the spike down, it's usually 3 players in the server left alive. You know what I mean? There's already a massive amount of duels being taken, and most players are already dead by the time we make it into a post plant. This is a bit of Vision Strikers X kind of aggression with the Breach and the Jet just dashing straight in, looking for some aggression. And again, not only are they pressuring towards the A side of the map, but Tux is just fighting straight down C. Texter's all the way down bottom middle, and they're just getting in the face of the opponents.
Down A.
Fleshes, how clean is your haircut, man? You're gonna need it right now because Autumn is coming in and he's slicing you up. It was just a hand style. He just takes down Fleshes with the blades. Deadly hands. Oh my god, Pilsky, look, not much to really say about that round. That was all Order all the way through. They had momentum, they had confidence, all the players, triple duelist. I thought they had their work cut out for them on the first half. The attacking side, picking up so many rounds. They're like, you know what, we can just probably limp by on the defense. But there you go. 3 spikes, 3 sites. There's push down mid, push down C, push down A. They go everywhere. Fun Crew, they're running around like headless chickens. And what happens to headless chickens? The butcher's block.
Yeah, unfortunate. I think look at the end of the day, Fun Crew, they've had a really good run as a team. They've made it through, they've played both open qualifiers, only getting knocked out of the open qualifier by a wild card the first time around, and they get second in the second open qualifier. They've already beaten Kanga multiple times. They've proved that they're a quality squad, but when it comes to a semi-final game, when you've got a team that's a little bit less experienced versus a team like Order, that's where a lot of the time you're going to see the class sort of shine through, and you're going to have one team that's able to deal with that kind of pressure and one team that's going to be a little bit less experienced dealing with that kind of aggression and playing with confidence. So look, at the end of the day, that's kind of expected from me. I've seen a lot of teams on a similar trajectory to what Fun Crew are on, and I think they've kind of hit their ceiling for the time being. And this is where we need to see them evolve as a team a little bit more, improve a little bit more, and I'm sure we'll see them contest some of these better teams a little bit more the next time around, because they've already established themselves as a very, very good team in the region.
Yeah, well, Pilsky, I want to hear your thoughts actually. Picking Sky on Haven, how just how viable do you think she really is? Because the guiding light, that bird, the flashing bird, it's a great piece of utility. What, you get like 2 of them, 3 of them, and it will show you where players are. But that's no Sova. It's not guaranteed information. It's half-half, you know?
I mean, it just, I don't know. I think it's like probably a reasonable strategy. At the end of the day, I don't think it was really going to matter what comp that Fun Crew picked there. I think that Order was just going to go and ooga booga straight at them that whole game. And unless they're able to deal with that, the composition's not going to matter. So look, I didn't mind it. I saw some success from them in their previous game against Kanga. They were really utilizing those seekers quite well to be able to create space and make those retakes a lot easier and speed them up a lot more. And the birds are always good to find that info as well. So we'll see if they're able to keep that the same going forward, because previously they were running that Sova on Fun Crew, and they've recently decided to change to the Sky due to some difficulties on the map. And it seemed to work for them against Kanga. I remember the first time they played Kanga, they got 13-2'd when they were running the Sova, and then they won the second time around when they changed up 3 different agents in their comp. So they're still trying to get comfortable and find what comps work for them.
Yeah, well, look, Kanga, they are a newer team, but Order, they've had so much experience staying together as a core 5, and once again, class coming through. It's just that next tier of a team. That's why they are the current vanguards of OCE. And guys, look, that was our first matchup for today. Order versus Fun Crew. Order handily taking a 2-0. But however, we will be going for a break before our final matchup for the day in the semifinals bracket, straight out of the Zoo versus... wait, who's the team again? Straight out of the Zoo versus, not Wildcard, they got knocked out. Versus Mind Freak, sorry, that's right. Guys, see you soon.
I just time traveled. Today's a big day for past me. He just got the latest Vodafone broadband with super Wi-Fi. Wow. Which finally means Wi-Fi in all 4 corners of the house. What? Even there? I've got Wi-Fi in the garage. Yeah, we do. See ya.
Oh, it's still in the garage.
Yeah. Super Wi-Fi. Wall-to-wall Wi-Fi guaranteed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am William Zhang, also known as Digital QF. This handsome bloke next to me, Mitch Pilipowski, Pilsky Casts. And we're back again, this time for the second matchup of the VALORANT Oceanic Tour semi-finals. My God, we are finally here, Pilsky.
Yeah, looking forward towards this second semi-final. Obviously had a pretty good one, at least on one map in the previous semi-final. I think that's kind of the pass mark for Order, though, similar to their game against Overparlor Strike. You get one pretty close map where it's a bit back and forth, and you get one absolute stomp. So a bit of the same sort of story there, and they've made it through to the grand final, and we get to decide who's going to be meeting them now.
Well, let's check the brackets real quick to see exactly just who will be meeting them. Because as you can see early on, Order, they stomped Fun Crew. Map 2 was just, don't even talk about it anymore. And they made it through to grand finals. But however, right now, straight out of the Zoo and Mind Freak. Now, these two teams, they've had to fight to come to this point. Mind Freak, they're obviously 2-0 dire wolves. And straight out of the Zoo, not quite as smooth of a process, but they took a wild card, a top team in the region.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a bit of a move around just due to the fact that you do see Demon dropping out, you see God Squad dropping out as well. So they've been given a second chance, and they proved in the opening round that they deserve that second chance. A victory over Wildcard is a hell of an upset. So they're definitely not a team that you can underestimate. And I would say they've already beaten one of the strongest teams in the like a favorite for the competition. So from here, it should be smooth sailing if they're able to bring that same level of performance.
Yeah, and look, my favorite personal team right now in this competition, Straight Outta Zoo. Let's check out their team composition right now and who the players are. Look, Yifeng, there you go. Nice Hacks, Mikey, Dutty Boy, and Punda. All New Zealand representatives, some of them at least. Dutty Boy, a younger brother of one of my old classmates, and Yifeng, a mutual friend of mine.
There you go. So they came in third from Open Qualifier number 2. That's how they were able to make it through there. They beat AGG, who a lot of people rate as a pretty decent up-and-coming team. They took a bit of a thrashing from God Squad, though. Then in Stage 1, they got knocked out by Kanga, even though they 13-2'd them on one of the maps, being Ascent, which just goes to show you these guys, when they're playing really well, they're pretty hard to stop. But like you did say, a bit of a side door, if you will, into the competition. They're able to play a last chance qualifier where they beat both Over Strike and Paradox, and then in the first round, like we did mention, upsetting Wildcard, who are a top team in the region right now. That is a massive, massive performance, and I'm keen to see if they can make it all the way through to the grand final.
Well, let's check out their opponents for today, actually. Mind Freak right now. A funny thing is, I want to mention, last week when I casted the Last Chance qualifiers, I was with Mind Freak's coach Arkin as a guest caster, so he's had some experience with how Straight Outta Zoo they play. So I'm wondering, would that come into effect today watching this matchup? Watt, Lakers, Wildflower, Scroll, and Norson.
Yeah, so Mind Freak, they came from the first Open Qualifier. There was 2 different Open Qualifiers. The first one was a lot more difficult to come through. There was quite a deep field of teams. You had your Orders, you had your Wildcards, your Demons in there. So as compared to the second qualifier, being able to come through the first closed qualifier already proves that you're probably a pretty quality team. Then in Stage 1, they got knocked out by Direwolves in a pretty back and forth series, and then they go and they replace El Snow with Pex, who has been a pretty good performer from them. Then over there in Stage 2, after they got knocked out in the first stage by Direwolves, they realistically, again, could have been knocked out first round by the Shitiots, who were in a strong position to beat them, but in my opinion, they choked a pretty big lead on Icebox, and then they ended up losing to God Squad, the Mind Freak boys, where they unfortunately, were a little bit outclassed, although they did take a map on Ascent. Then they end up losing to Kanga. So they seem to be improving since making the change in the roster. Obviously, that was a bit unforeseen, but Pex has definitely been the best performer since he's been able to come into things. So it's really good to see if they're continuing that upward trend of improvement, even though they almost got knocked out first round both times. They have made it this far, so let's see if they can make it all the way to the grand final.
Looking at the head-to-heads coming up soon, I just want to point out to the viewers, in case you're confused, Wildflower is actually Pex. That is Peter Newen, and versus Nice Hacks coming up, Chris Whale, I believe.
Yeah, so a bit of background. I'll start with Pex. I mean, for those who aren't familiar with the CS scene, Pex is a bit of a veteran, even though he's only like 23 years old. This guy's a guy who's competed in overseas tournaments in Asia, even winning an overseas tournament in Asia up against some pretty decent Asian teams, some of which the players now are playing in the Southeast Asian region for VALORANT. He's also a member of the 2017 IEM Sydney lineup of Chiefs, who famously they upset North and the Renegades on home soil, almost making it to the playoffs after coming in as the bottom seed team to the event. So, like, many of this guy's teammates are now members of, the best CS teams from our region, 100 Thieves, Extremum, current Renegades. So, this guy is someone with a lot of experience, probably as much or more experience than some of the top players in, Oceanic VALORANT right now. Whereas Nice Hacks, this is a guy who, played a little bit of amateur CS, as far as I understand it. But this kind of goes to show you that when things are sort of reset in a tactical FPS game and we're into a new version of a game like VALORANT, that talent can kind of shine through. And even if you don't have a whole lot of experience, if you're really, really sharp and you put the effort in, you can definitely find yourself up there with some of the country's best.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there, because looking at the stats, pure numbers alone, Nice Hacks, he's pretty much on par with Pex, and it all comes down to the team at this rate, because you have 2 solid fraggers, and I do believe they both play Jet, actually, Pex.
I think Lakers is the Jet for Mind Freak, so Pex plays the secondary duelist or the flex character for the boys over there on Mind Freak, and he has got great stats doing it.
Well, looking at the map videos right now, Mindfreak right off the bat, they're picking Bind, with Straight Out of the Zoo picking Ascent, and the last map to be played, of course, your favorite map, Pilsky, Haven. What do you make of this?
You know, this should be comfort zone territory for Mindfreak. This is the exact same veto they've had for the last couple of series in a row, so they should be very, very comfortable with these maps going forward. We'll see if they have any issues. As for the boys over there on Straight Out of the Zoo, so what do we have? We got Bind, Ascent, and Haven. So their Bind is 4-3. Looks like it's a little bit shaky. Ascent is 3-3, but one of those victories was this just shows you the variance of this team, right? They 13-2'd Kanga on this map, but they also got 13-0'd by God Squad. So it's kind of like a case of if this team's playing well, they are really damn good. If they're a bit slow to start against a strong team, then they might be having some issues. Their Haven's 2-1, and it's worth mentioning that one of those victories is up against Wildcard. So a very, very big upset over a strong team shows that, you know, if they can play the map that well, in terms of all the maps really, then they should have a pretty decent chance of this series, but not a whole lot of data to go off. And if they don't get rolling, they could have some issues.
Also, one little fun fact of trivia actually about Straight Out of the Zoo. Apparently, they don't scrim at all, because in a past interview I did with Yifeng, he just says, we don't even know what we're doing. So how is a opposing team meant to read what you're doing when you don't even know what you're doing yourself? And also, reflecting back on one of my previous points actually with Arkin, the coach of Mindfreak, he said that across all the maps for Straight Out of the Zoo, he was very impressed because there's always one player that can pop off and just lead the pack for each individual map. Yifeng and maybe Bind or something, and then you have Punna who maybe Ascent, yada, 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 the list goes on. And he was truly amazed. But also at the same time, just a bit of fear, especially coming to this game right now, because he had to have prepared his boys reasonably well coming into this. And Pex being a new pickup, when was it, like about a week ago actually? How much time had they really had just to, you know, play together, mesh, and get the synergy going? But Straight Out of the Zoo, these guys, they've been playing together for quite a while coming to this, longer than this new lineup of Mindfreak.
Yeah, I think they've got the core of players that have been playing together for quite a while. Pex, I think, was announced about a week ago, but he has been playing with the roster for a little while. So they have a reasonable amount of synergy. I would expect Mindfreak to be a little bit more synergistic coming into this series. We are obviously going to start off with Bind in this series. It's the semi-final to see who's going to go up against Order in that grand final and who's going to play that third place decider up against Fun Crew.
Oh man, Lord Pilsky, I don't know about you, but my money on Straight Out of the Zoo. I don't want to be biased at all, but I have a feeling these guys, when they let the animals loose, magic literally happens. It just comes down to how well Arkin has prepared Mindfreak coming to this matchup. And you have map 1, Bind. Oh man, it's going to be strat heavy. The TPs, God knows what's going to happen. Yifeng, I'm expecting to see him on the Stover. And Pex as well, your flex agent. He might be the head-to-head player, playing the same agent against Straight Out of the Zoo.
Yeah, I think we're missing half the pistol round right now, by the way, as you do see a whole bunch of kills have already come out. We've ended up in a 3-on-3. The boys on Mindfreak already on that A site, but Bathrooms control is there for Straight Out of the Zoo with the flank coming through from the Cypher towards short A of Mike as we head into the post plant. You do have U-Haul control for Mindfreak, and now is this contest in towards the flank going to be very key to see who comes out ahead in this round.
Yeah, Mikey, that's really good positioning. And Yifeng, once again, the Sova Recon Arrow is available, about to come out right now. But look at the scroll. He's aware, but however, the Recon Arrow will distract him. Mikey, this is his chance to strike right now. Could be good for 2. Takes down 1. Yuho is still left to be cleared. And takes down yet another. Doesn't matter because the players of Straight Out of the Zoo, they chime in. Dunny Boy finishing the pistol round with 3 kills. Mindfreak. My gosh, they go down. That was a 3v3. And the animals, they came out on top, losing only 1 player.
Yeah, I mean, we missed the opening stages of that pistol there. Essentially what happened was Straight Out of the Zoo actually went for a push up short A, and there was an initial contest where Mindfreak were able to defend pretty decently, but after you did have the initial sort of duels go the way of Mindfreak, things sort of broke down from there, and the key for that definitely was Study Boy over there towards that A position. He's able to hold on to Bathrooms control. That's a very, very key position to enable the pressure to still be held on there for Straight Out of the Zoo and give time for that flank to come in. Now we do end here with the save from Mindfreak. And take things reasonably slow. You do see the scan from the bit of a miscellaneous dart from Yifeng, and sometimes that's what you want to go for on the server. Sometimes you want to throw your set dart, sometimes you want to throw a miscellaneous dart just to be able to catch your opponent off guard. and make it harder for them to track and shoot it. Nice little orb farming on the Sova there. We'll get Scroll a little closer to his ultimate.
Ooh, Yifeng, a master of the Guardian, however, does with a few shots. Now, Mindfreak, they managed to open the door, expecting to catch a teleport rotation from straight out of the zoo. It doesn't come to happen, though, and Mikey spraying through the smoke with the Spectre. Straight out of the zoo, you have lost one player, and damage is being exchanged. Punda, oh gosh, the judge now onto the north, the thing got tied up. They're looking for more of the script at this point. That boom bot, narrowly gets destroyed by Pex, but however, he himself, HP, very worse for wear. And it's just back and forth currently. Yifeng, yes, he's getting kills, but it's a 2-on-2, and Yifeng doesn't quite expect Lakers to just walk up right under his nose, getting the kill. Mikey by himself, very low HP, 20 to be precise, or as you like to call it, Pilski, Harry Potters. Look, it's going to be a tall order, because the last 2 players of Mindfreak, it's not a crossfire of sorts, but they are watching each other's backs. And Mikey, look, the spike, what do you do? You have to figure out exactly where the last 2 players are going, and Pex, Wildfire, just jumps on him. Mindfreak, they tie things up 1-on-1.
That's a nightmare. They've just been literally ecoed, like full eco, not even just a couple of pistols purchased up. I think they bought a ghost Mindfreak there. That was it. So they are absolutely cruising going forward. Their money is looking fantastic. You can see it already. 1+ K in the bank on all of those players with the value. You've got the Judge as well as the Spectre picked up there towards the later stages of the round, and the boys on straight out of the zoo are in absolute shambles now. The money hasn't been built up for them just yet, and they're going to have to take a while to be able to do so. I was making fun of Greg's crosshair the other day. I just want to make fun of Pex's crosshair for a sec, if that's all right. What the hell is that? That's disgusting.
Well, he might be playing on a different resolution because, as you know, CSGO players, even me actually, we like to play on 4x3 stretched. So this is 16:9. It may look a little bit weird, but hey, Pex, he can do whatever he wants. If he manages to get killed with the crosshair, all the more for him. Well, Mindfreak, they managed to take sight. Pex, I like that. Raze and Jet just dashing onto the side, being those dive agents, getting on first, clearing space for your team. Oh, no, Lakers, there we go. There's the Judge that he's so famous for, just spraying through. Picks off Punda now. At the end of this game, it will be Punda versus Lakers. Who plays the better Judge, perhaps? And Lakers, he will spot the elbow of Yifeng, and it's a shock of health to the face. The kills are all going towards Mindfreak, all down to Dunning Boy by himself. A classic, and he wasn't bound to go far with a flawless round for Mindfreak. And Pilski, they are looking so rich now.
Yeah, I mean, it's the dream start, right? You win the upset with the full eco on the second round of the game, and you're going to be set economically for quite a while, and that's exactly what you see over there on Mindfreak. For the boys on straight out of the zoo, though, they take things conservatively. They don't try to go for some kind of a wonky, bucky force too early on. As soon as they lose that pistol, sometimes it can be really tempting to just go for the tilt force and try to get straight back into things. But like I said, they take things a little slower. They do take the save. Now they have the buy up in towards round number 4 here. Let's see if they can start to chip away at that strong Mindfreak economy. Again, another missed dart. Won't get a scan this time, though. And you do start to see that control coming in. It is the 1-4 setup. You've got that Sentinel from Mindfreak over towards the A side of the map while the Raze works hookah. You do have the drone through long. This is map control 101 on bind from the boys from Mindfreak, and they've been giving it straight away. Just the 2 players on that B site at the start from the straight out the zoo boys, and they're going to be playing retake for the time being.
Thankfully, though, a rotation has come out in the form of nice hacks just to back up the boys on B. But straight out of the zoo, they still can't get too much intel about where exactly Mindfreak is coming from. And Mindfreak, much to my surprise, they're not pushing, just being very patient, perhaps still waiting on Scroll's recon arrow. That's yet to be used, actually. Hunter's Fury is available, and Lakers, he's sitting there, knives at the ready. And Norson on the lurk. It's just dead quiet, and the timer just ticking down slowly. Mass Exodus perhaps about to come out. I heard a TP there. Oh, it was a fake, actually, from the Omen on Mindfreak. There you go. And there's the recon arrow. And push coming out. Lakers getting high ground. Does actually pick up nice hacks. Clean blades of face. Misses. Now Mikey on the trap back, on a clap back, actually. And the kills are favoring towards straight out the zoo. A Scroll, he still has Hunter's Fury looking to play a longer angle just to help out on the post-plant defense. And Pex, along with Scroll actually, going playing in the tube, just holding down the angle straight out of the zoo, deciding to swarm to sites. 2 players at a time, the buddy system, and not that matters. Scroll already taking out Yifeng, so different. Scroll for 3 now. He's gonna pick up 1 more kill perhaps. Punda, he's on 24 HP. Scroll with the classic to finish things off. Put the cheese on top. Mindfreak, they are on 3 rounds.
That's just beautiful from Mindfreak. That's almost like a CS-esque round, really, where they just take the critical map control with the Raze and the Sova utility. They limit the information that Straight Out the Zoo has, and then they just hold. They go quiet for 30 seconds, and they just wait for pushes. They know Straight Out the Zoo is usually an aggressive team. That round, nobody bites, but it doesn't matter. You can see Mindfreak, they just wait for all of the utilities to come back. They wait for those Omen smokes to return. They wait for the dart to be available to them, and since they have that Octagon as well as the hookah control, they just utilize that to be able to execute the beast site, and didn't have too many problems getting it at all. It seemed to have minimal issues rolling Straight Out of the Zoo in that round, which will put them on the save. They're going to have to go down to the Sheriffs, one bucky, see if they can chip down the economy of Mindfreak, because it looks fantastic. They've got so many of these players up above 4.5k right now. They're going to have absolutely no issues moving forward in this game.
No more charges.
Yeah, as you could hear earlier, Jet saying like, watch this or something, pulled out the blades on stuff Straight Out of the Zoo, and they're starting to, I think, piece together the puzzle. Rotation's already coming out over to the A site. Mindfreak, the spike is dropped, so once again, Pilski, they're going to just be poking and prodding, biding their time. Very tactical, very slow, just trying to figure out where exactly Straight Out of the Zoo is playing it now. This is going to be really dicey because all 5 players essentially are on the A side. Mindfreak, he's walking onto the site. No running even needed. Plays are being thrown. Nice Axe takes down Lakers. Jet on Jet action. Time and time again. Wildfire Patch takes down 2 with Nice Axe to clap back. Mindfreak, they are getting some kills. However, they only have a one-man advantage. G-Funk, oh my god, the fucking kills. You love to see it. He's getting these kills. G-Funk by himself. If he managed to clutch that round 1v2 with the Bucky, I think you would have just quit.
Well, that's exactly how you want to run an anti-eco, though. Pretty slow stuff. Just taking that A control, utilizing the Omen smokes in towards U-Haul to take some control, and then you smoke off Heaven and utilize those Cypher cages just to keep U-Haul smoked off. You don't want to go and take that U-Haul control up against the Buckies, up against those short-range pistols and things like that. So nicely done from Mindfreak. They do incur a whole bunch of losses, but now as we head into round number 6, you see a whole bunch of ultimates available. The Sova ults are up there, the Raze ults as well. So that could definitely create a little bit of a point of difference here. Also worth mentioning that Lakers is still judging. Even in a gun round, he's not using a rifle when they have plenty of money available, which is a bit strange. In the meanwhile, though, do see that bathroom control in favor of Mindfreak, in favor of Straight Out the Zoo, rather. But they do leave it for the time being as the slow creep up from Mindfreak, just the Sovatron to be able to create a little bit of space and allow them to creep in. The Punda is ready with that showstopper.
Oh, he hunts his fury as well. Punda, he does get scanned. He's getting tagged now. Well, it wasn't him who got the kill. It was actually what to finish him off. But now, the trade back. However, the Hunter's Fury from Yifeng doesn't really get too much neural depth from Mikey, though. That will reveal quite a lot. Pex, they show stuff, but good for nothing. Oh, the tag actually onto Scroll. 2 HP now. A lick will kill him at this point. Straight Out of the Zoo. They should be primed to go for this retake. Scroll takes down Dunny Boy. Now, he is a clutch master in these situations. 2 HP does make a difference. Pex, go for the fast peak. Great movement. Tech to dodge the bullet. This guy's like Neo out of the Matrix. But unfortunately, the spike is planted. Scroll, he was along for the Scroll anyways. Pex in 1v2. He double peak. Somehow, this guy is still alive. No utility to work with. The spike is getting tapped just once, fake it out, and oh, nice hacks with the fast peak. The operator, quick scope, takes down Pex, and Straight Out of the Zoo. They pick up the second round, and hopefully, ideally, build up some money at this point on, make up for lost ground.
Yeah, nicely done. He's going to chip down the money of Mindfreak a little bit, but you can see they've still got plenty of funds to reinvest, which means that with only 2 guns surviving Straight Out of the Zoo, their economy is looking a little bit fragile. They're going to have to scrape the bottom of the bank to be able to reinvest into this round, and this is just one of those opportunities for Mindfreak to reset of the many they're going to have coming up. They've still even got cash for another buy following this, so that just shows you after you get into such a strong economic position, just how many gun rounds you have to win back-to-back consecutively on the defensive side for Straight Out of the Zoo just to be able to get back into the game a little bit more.
Yeah, Valorant, you know, a very momentum-based game and can be punishing off of you losing initial rounds. But Punda playing U-Haul with the Judge, the perfect angle to play it with. Duddy Boy, early paranoia, and we'll keep Mindfreak on their toes, just holding them back a little bit longer. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Punda, there you go, a single click, and those what do you call it? The pellets just tears Lakers' torso apart. Spike is down for Mindfreak. However, no aggressive ultimates that they can really leverage in this round. U-Haul still hasn't been cleared by Mindfreak. Nice hacks, there you go, with the fast pick on the Operator. Takes down Norton. This guy is not missing his shots today. And now he pulled out the Operator. I mean, the Vandal is picking up kills. Nice hacks, again, 3 kills for him. He single-handedly dismantles Mindfreak. And straight out of the zoo, they're gonna tie things up again at this rate.
Yeah, I think that was just a little bit too loose on the execution from Mindfreak. You know, didn't really have a good idea of how they wanted to punish some of those peaks, and just a little bit too loose in the afterplan. Lakers trying to dive into U-Haul, take that duel one-on-one without really much support. That's one of the big things about having a breach on this map, is taking that U-Haul is a little bit easier to be able to have the jet diving in like that, but a little bit less effective when you don't have that available. But look, I was talking about it. A little bit harder for Straight Outta Zoo to make the comeback happen when they only had 2 guns alive in the previous round, but that was 5 alive from them. Their economy is soaring, and that makes this a lot more effective in terms of the money situation for both teams. Really could go either way moving forward here. Bit of a change up for Mindfreak, going to put a lot more pressure towards that B side of the map, but it's the aggression down B long.
Oh, Yifeng, he went for a bold peek after the Elder got destroyed. As a result, Lakers will punish him. The players of Straight Outta Zoo, they are down. Of course, their captain again, this source of intel, the recon arrows. Nice hacks. He's still holding patient, and Mindfreak, they're very aware. Instead of going directly onto the B side, they're holding patiently for a flank, which indeed is coming out. It will be Punda and Duddy Boy, but however, if they do push anymore, they will be in for a rude awakening, as what? He's holding this angle very tightly. Duddy Boy does manage to dodge out, and Mindfreak, they are aware their flank's coming out. They know there's one Omen, but they're not aware that Punda is still here. Punda will get the kill, and it's looking back around. So far, Mindfreak, they are getting a lot of control on this map, on this round, and picking off Straight Outta Zoo one at a time. They do go for A at the end of the day, and Nice hacks. Can he get another 3 kill again to save Straight Outta Zoo?
Spike planted.
Gonna be difficult for him to do so. Do see Punda going back from the flank towards that defense position, so they are going to have to retake a little bit more naturally, but as the starts to highlight, so many players up here in U-Haul, going to be very hard to clear that part of the map out.
And like you said earlier, that's where Breach comes in really handy. A single aftershock, and everyone's going to be running out of U-Haul. Straight Outta Zoo, though, this is good from them. They're slowly clearing all the angles at once, but oh, dearie me. Mikey actually getting scroll picked off in U-Haul, so it's already 1 player down, 3-on-3. Numbers are tight up. Mikey going for more. Full catch, Norton with his pants down. Isn't quite aware that what was still hiding inside U-Haul like a little gremlin. Honda going for the defuse. He has to stick it now. In fact, I don't think he has it either way. Of course, what will get the kill and manage to escape through the TP intact. Not taking a single lick of damage. Mindfreak, they maintain their lead.
Yeah, and that's just good preparation, is what it comes down to. They know that the boys over there on Straight Outta Zoo like to be a little bit aggressive, and that's where those B walks won't have as much success, you know. And that's one of the things, like, especially when you see an aggressive team coming up in the scene that do like to play that aggressive style. It's something that it works and it wins you a couple of games, but that's where, you know, the better teams will start to adapt to how you're playing. We'll do a little bit of research, and that's where you have to have a little bit more depth to some of that aggression, a little bit more preparation, and mix up how you're doing it. So I'm keen to see if Straight Outta Zoo, like you said, they haven't been scrimming, they haven't been cracking. If they do have that depth, if they do have that creativity on the fly to be able to, you know, keep mixing things up and keep Mindfreak on their toes, because you could just see, even in towards the mid-round, as soon as they punish that first pick, they just call a complete freeze. You know, it's one of those things that you'll see a lot of these teams with a CS background do. I know that Watt is doing the calling for Mindfreak, and he's someone who will know, you know, how to keep the boys in line. As soon as they find that first pick, you expect more aggression to come out at that point, and they just literally sit and they hold angles in B long. They hold the flank, they hold every angle where they could be pushed from, and just bide their time, and eventually more mistakes will come out after you punish that initial aggression.
That was exactly a play-by-play breakdown, actually, what happened there on Mindfreak. Great discipline coming from this team. I will admit, actually, early on, Mindfreak, with the previous few rosters, they didn't manage to find that much success, I do believe. But this time, we are seeing a very strong roster with good discipline and everyone listening. So, and it's already on full display currently. Last night on their Twitter, they were posting, I think it was Norton actually saying they've been practicing so hard, and it's paying off now. Won't pay off, however, against an literal animals, apes, Straight Out of the Zoo. Once again, this round, just full patience. Straight Out of the Zoo, 4 players though, stacked on the A sites, and could be correct. But once again, Mindfreak discipline, they could call a freeze and go literally over to the B side again, Pilsky.
Well, no aggression has come out. It's just a hard stack right off the back, and it's a good read, like you did say. Mindfreak are heading towards that A site, so as long as the boys over on Straight Out the Zoo don't panic and they just trust this stack, then they're going to be in an excellent position. It's kind of a case of just scissors, paper, rocking Mindfreak at this point. They pretty much just stacked right off the bat with literally zero information at the moment. So we'll see if it's going to work out for them as the execute comes in for Mindfreak.
Oh, scroll. That Fury not really doing too much. And Yifang, he got one kill and tried to basically go for more, but before he gets taken down, inevitably the utility stack was not in his favor. So out of the Zoo, they pick up kills left, right, and center. Actually, Mindfreak down the last two players. Norson, he does go down. Punda to finish the job, and straight out of the Zoo. Dearie me, they are clawing and fighting to not let Mindfreak escape with too many rounds early on.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice comeback there. I mean, you know, a little bit gimmicky to just stack the A bomb site with zero information. It's not like they gathered some information and then made like a read or a rotation. It literally was just a case of, we think Mindfreak is going A here. And look, they were right. Whoever made that call, it works out really well for Straight Out the Zoo. And they are going to be ahead here in terms of the economic game and in terms of the momentum as we head towards the later parts of this half. Let's see if they can close out really strong here on Vine.
Lakers, this is really ballsy. He's put out the Blade Storms, no gun in reserve, only the Classic. But once again, the Classic can handle good players. It will pay off, and Yifang, oh my god, he catches Lakers. Just dashing into the window still. Can't quite clear the slight little ledge. And straight out of the Zoo, they've tied things up again. Study Boy, there you go. Takes out Pex, a very hard, strong player. And look at that movement as well from Punda. What? He does get a kill back, but 1v2, and he will get pinched real soon now. But the spike is so far away, out of his reach. What? I like his game sense. He knows that a player should be coming from defensive side, but the timing doesn't work out. Mikey does just dodge out of Watt's vision, and he has to reclaim that spike, and the moment he does, Punda will be ready. There you go, Punda. He's calling the Dark Shroud. Slowly but surely, Mikey, he will have to start working onto site real soon, but Mindfreak, again, discipline. This is the mind of Watt, being so patient, just holding and waiting for Straight Out of the Zoo to make a mistake. But however, Pilsky, I think Yifang, he's screaming at his team to just play this round slow.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my god, what? The patience pays off and catches out Mikey. Clean headshot at that range. 3 kills going his way. And Punda is still thinking that Watt is in the elbow angle. Little does he know, though, Watt is hightailing it over to the A side. Spike will go down 1-on-1. And I do think Watt, he has 1 TP to work with. And soon, a smoke as well.
Yeah, keen to see where he's going to play this after plant from. He could go wrap around all the way to bathrooms, or he's going to have to stick close to the tank, because if he plays from short A, obviously the after plant's not going to work for him. Does seem like he just wants to wait in U-Haul, take his time. He's got another smoke available to him now, as well as that Shroud Step. So as Punda comes in, keen to see what utility he has available to himself.
Oh no, the thundering footsteps, and Watt doesn't finish the job, does tag Punda down so heavily though. Punda once again has no utility to work with. Watt may actually be aware, he is aware that Punda has pushed him really close, the timer sticking away, and Watt will clutch around for Mindfreak. 4 kills, the hero of Mindfreak is here to save the day.
Yeah, and that's just, unfortunately, Straight Out of the Zoo giving him way too many opportunities in the mid-round there. All they need to do is just play one and done safe positions and hold hands, but instead you see that player in towards defense spawn, caught in transition, sort of wandering back and forth rather than holding a really solid angle. So, unfortunate. It was a bit of a tricky situation for Straight Out of the Zoo, given, you know, they were quite split up, but end of the day, if you're giving those opportunities over to a player like Watt, the man definitely has the experience to be able to punish you. He's got great game sense.
Oh, once again, early round Pilsky, there you go. Those are the Sova recon arrows thrown both ways, just to get some intel and try bait out a few bullets, in which they do. Oh, Hunter's Fury being used by Yifang. This is perfect. It's a kill box, and there you go. Already Lakers has to dash away, but Yifang picks up 2. Scroll and Watt, they are gone. The resource of recon arrows, intel, and smokes gone for Mindfreak, and this is even worse. It's just a utility stack. Oh, Lakers has to run out just to save his life. Buddy Boy, however, does ingress, and Wildfire will take him down. Mikey, his position is known. Oh, fast click onto Lakers. Yifang onto Norset. Mikey to finish the job. Straight out of the Zoo. This was almost a flawless round going their way, Pilsky.
Last round in the half.
Yeah, I mean, it really just comes down to that Sova ult. Just a blind Sova ult straight through B long is absolutely massive for 2 kills there. really sort of puts caution to the wind from Mindfreak. You see they have to really hard commit into the site there, and Mike's again in a really, really solid position. Seems to be able to multi-frag well when he's sort of defending a lot of those important positions, which is what you want to see from your Sentinel player. Now this puts Mindfreak's economy in a really weird situation. They got to go down to triple Sheriff Armor and 2 Vandals, and here's an opportunity for Straight Out of the Zoo, who, again, this is the second round in a row that Nice Hacks has just walked straight through short A, got a ton of information. Mindfreak not running a proper default, just working one side of the map a little bit too one-dimensionally and not punishing some of those info pushes is going to come back to bite them when you see that stack towards B come out. You see the rotation from Duddy Boy is on its way. The TP could be through there from Raze.
Or maybe utility Yifeng. I like that angle actually. He has the Odin, and he's going to spray straight down into Octagon. The orb has been taken. Mikey's probably made the call, but there's another Lakers. He's already walked onto the side. It doesn't matter because Mike will get the barrel of him. A single shot at that distance with the Phantom. Clean shot to kill him, and what actually trades right back. Still, the numbers aren't tied. Yifeng invested heavily into this round, the Phantom and an Odin, but however, Mindfreak. Oh, that's a big TP into the literal teleports at Nice Hacks. He'll have no idea, and what this could be Galaxy Brain might just catch Nice Hacks. Yep, there you go. Nice Hacks has no idea, and what just surprise and backstabs him down. Mindfreak, they have the advantage, a one-man advantage. Wildflower, it will make it easier for his team. 2v3, however, this is still doable for Straight Out of the Zoo. Duddy Boy is just going absolutely insane, flicking around, checking every corner because the spike is sticking away a little bit too far. While spraying through the smoke, he will get taken down by Duddy Boy. Omen difference, but however, the defuse has to come out right now. Punda, I don't think he can actually defuse halfway and finish the job. And Duddy Boy used his ultimate just to perhaps escape from the spike. Norson more than happy to sacrifice himself to do damage to Straight Out of the Zoo's economy. Not that it matters because it is the second half now. Straight Out of the Zoo, not a bad defensive side. They've managed to get within 2 rounds of Mindfreak. So at this point, it really comes down to if they can win the pistol. But Pilski, Mindfreak, they're looking pretty solid.
Yeah, they're looking good. I would sort of back them moving forward here. They're going to go onto the defensive side. Straight Out of the Zoo, you know, like they played a good game, but there was a lot of rounds where things went their favor. I'm thinking of the round where, you know, they kind of just off the bat, scissors, paper, rock, and stack 4 on the A site where Mindfreak ends up going. You had the blind Sova ult through B, getting the 2 kills. It's just these individual rounds where some of these players are making really good reads and making really good plays that are getting Straight Out the Zoo rounds. Whereas for Mindfreak, I'm seeing a lot more of a teamwork-oriented approach. See if that does end up benefiting them going through towards the defensive side. The 5-man walk straight up towards Octagon, but who can control is in the favor of Mindfreak.
That shock dart might just be deadly. Oh my god, it does finish off Nice Hacks. First tag them down to 75, no armor to work with, and Scroll there to finish the job. However, Yifeng strikes back clean, one tap to take down the opposing Soba, his own clone. Wildflower going to throw out the paint shells to no avail, but Yifeng is there to finish the job. And dearie me, actually, Wildflower from beyond the grave, Martyrdom Grenade will kill one player. Straight Out of the Zoo, 2-on-2. Yifeng, this guy's an absolute freak right now on the pistol round. Getting 3 kills with the Ghost, and Punda finishing off what? Straight Out of the Zoo. Pilski, they're going to tie things up.
It's a massive pistol for them to win. Really keeps this half super, super competitive already. See what Mindfreak are going to go for in terms of the purchases. Keen to see if you do see any of those buckies. So, you know, Lakers is a bit of a fan of the shotguns. Either way, though, it's a great start for Straight Out of the Zoo. Going to get that buy through, and doesn't seem like Mindfreak wants to contest economically at all. Doesn't want to buy up anything. Just a couple of shorties here. So the full save, and but you need to keep an eye on Straight Out of the Zoo. See if they can keep a lot of these guns up, keep their economy nice and strong moving forward in this half.
Yifeng again, you saw earlier with the Guardian, misses a few shots, but signature gun pick from Yifeng. Always the Guardian after winning the pistol. However, Mindfreak, they've gamble stacked 4 players over to the B side, and Pilski, you don't like this. They have no intel, and look at this, Straight Out of the Zoo. They've made the right read again. Instead of going to B, they're going to be all grouping towards A, and what? He's freaking out right now. He's calling for a mass rotation, and he kind of destroyed the L drone because the shorty is just shooting peas at that distance on the good paint shell, however. Doesn't clear quite close. Oh, the job can't quite be finished by what? He's still left unchecked in the angle. However, the range advantage is on his side. He used so many shells of the shorty. It doesn't come out to much, though. Mind Freak down to the last few players. Lakers does have a gun, and the shorty again will walk right into Yifeng's crosshair, and Mikey gets to finish up. Mind Freak, that round, the gamble stack earlier did not pay off.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of thing that you'll just throw out there when you're on an eco. You just stack towards the site you think the opponent's going to be hitting. Surprised they stack towards B. I think the anti-eco into the A side of bind is a lot more common and a lot stronger most of the time. You don't want to really contest hookah or force your way through the choke point at octagon, and there's so many annoying positions towards that B side of the map for shotguns to find a lot of success. So, you know, the stack doesn't work out for them, but now they're into the buy. Good to see straight out the zoo, though, go for the bonus round properly. They did drop a couple of guns, but they're keeping their cash close towards 2K, and they're just going to try to go for this split straight into B. Drone does spot out that hookah is being contested by Mind Freak, and in goes the shotgun.
Wildflower, he hasn't been spotted just yet. That jet was known, and that's right up. Oh, that bucket was so close. Wildflower Pex is freaking out. He has to get out of there ASAP. Lakers exchange positions. Now, NiceAxe might actually be able to catch Pex off guard because two players off straight out of the zoo have worked into Octagon. Now, this is so bad for Punda. He only had a bucket, and he gets flushed out like a rat down the toilet. What? Holding this close angle, playing off of his teammate Cypher Trap. We'll catch Duddy Boy. The source of smoke for straight out of the zoo gone. This is a bonus round, however, like you mentioned earlier. So if straight out of the zoo, they can do at least some economical damage. This round, it won't be a total loss, but right now, it's not a good start.
I mean, they've got that U-Haul control. You just want to see straight out of the zoo try to take a couple of guns off Mind Freak. 2 or 3 of these rifles taken out of their hands, and they're going to be happy with that. So I like the fact that they're just slowing this one down, trying to pick some good timings to be able to take some aggressive peeks here.
Oh, Mikey. He has a Spectre, and that has a run and gun advantage versus the rifle. What? Oh, he will catch NiceAxe, actually. I thought NiceAxe, he would have had to jump onto him. Yifeng and the Guardian, 10 seconds left. They have to get some kills now or never, or just die at this point. Try and kill someone. Indeed, Mikey is final player to take down Lawson. Lakers will finish off the round for Mind Freak with 3 kills, and the Blade Storms are available for him in going into the next round.
Yeah, a couple of ults pretty close for straight out of the zoo, which is great heading into the proper gun round. Bonus, you know, got a couple of kills for them, so, you know, chipping the economy of Mind Freak down a little bit. For the most part, though, it looks pretty solid, especially because you do have the Blade Storm available for Lakers, who can save for that operator a little bit further on. Keen to see if any orb control will come into the equation for straight out of the zoo, though. Yifeng and Punda both won off their ultimates, and those are pretty big impact ults as well. But you will have to contest that long or bathrooms control to be able to secure those ultimates. Bit of a B split on the cards already for straight out the zoo, contesting that hookah control, contesting long B as well, but it's a retake setup for Mind Freak.
I felt deja vu again early that round. Scroll with these shock darts almost tagging NiceAxe, but however this time not for too much. Once again, experience, fool me once, fool me twice scenario, but look at what, he's gotten so much intel for his team. Mind Freak, the rotating players over to the B site, straight out of the zoo. They're going to ape onto the site right now, but have to get kills and get more of site control. Otherwise, Mind Freak, they will be in a pretty good position to go for the retake with the utility advantage. Lakers, there you go, already takes down Punda, and the spike still not planted yet. Duddy Boy, spike in his hands, will have to go for the plants, but Lakers, oh my god, 2 kills from them now. He's still looking around, picking up kills. Keeper gets distracted, Scroll go for himself.
Wow.
And my gosh, Mind Freak, what a sweep of a round, and as they take a 2-round lead.
I'm really surprised that they don't give that long orb to the Sova or the Raze there. Like I said, they were both one off their ultimates, which could have definitely helped out in a situation like that. When you've got a retake set up from the Cypher and the Sova from Mind Freak on that B site, you really need something to punch through into elbow or CT, and the Razor or the Sova ult could definitely help out with that. Either way, though, pretty nice shutdown from Mind Freak. Solid work with the Blade Storm from Lakers, and not really given up too many information or opportunities to the boys of straight out the zoo with that retake setup. So now we'll head into the anti-eco for Mind Freak.
for Lakers. Just this is a gamble. Already picked up one, and this is the Judge Master now. 2 for 2, looking for more. Isn't that weird? There's a player. Here's a weird. Doesn't matter. Looks around, takes down Yifeng. 4 for Lakers. At this point, he's pumped for the ace. All down to Mikey. You might as well pick up the old sword. They're gonna know where you are. You are in showers. It's a Sheriff 6 in the cylinder, and this is gonna be high noon coming in for you right now. Mikey, can you land any headshots? No, he can't. And oh dearie me, Lakers won't be able to get that coveted ace as what finishes straight out of the zoo for that round.
Lakers just popped his Blade Storm last round, and he's already 5 out of 6 again. So he's doing pretty good.
Oh my god.
All right.
Well, I want to say that round well,
ults...
Pilsky. Mind Freak, they just gamble stacked that round. 4 players onto A. Once again, no intel, taking a page out straight out of the Zoo's playbook, and it worked out fantastically. Mostly due to Lakers just killing everyone.
Yeah, anti-eco though. So expecting that eco push to come in. There's the ulti from Punda. I was about to say, so many ults available for straight out the Zoo in this round, so they're going to utilize some of them. Already the Raze Rocket falling out there. Do have the Sober ult available to them as you get the 1-for-1 in the earlier parts of the round. You're starting to see straight out of the Zoo take that U-Haul control, but now here's the ult from Scrawl. Doesn't really find anything, but the spike still hasn't been established yet for straight out of the Zoo. They kind of found themselves in no man's land. Only now Duddy Boy's starting to put that one on the ground, and they do have the Sober ult for the post plant.
Oh no. Lakers and Wildflower, they're chipping in right now, getting the kills. Monkey does strike back, but 1 player versus 3, him against the wall, 70 HP. Oh, missed shot on the operator, but Mikey. Oh, dearie me, aerial acrobatics to come out from Lakers, and Mikey just confused, doesn't even know where to shoot. While Wildflower, he was the real killer there, taking advantage of the human flashbang, peeking wide for the kill. Mind Freak, they're on 11 rounds now, straight out of the Zoo. I'm starting to get concerned, Pilsky.
Yeah, these gun rounds have looked a little bit lost from straight out of the Zoo. Haven't been able to find the same success that they found on some of those defensive rounds here on Blind. So we'll see if they're able to turn this around. I don't know. This is another round where their money is not too fantastic. Gonna try to go for a bit of a mixed bag of lollies in terms of the buy. As for Mind Freak, their economy is rock solid. They've also got a couple extra ults that they can utilize. They got that Raze ult.
Oh, Lakers, he does have backup from his teammates, and the operator again opting to hold this angle. Now, straight out of the Zoo, they may be baited into thinking that Lakers has crossed. He hasn't. Have a nice hack towards there to trade instantaneously. Nice hacks for 2, and look at Punda again with the blast pack tech, just dashing from U-Haul all the way into Octagon. We see it so much coming out from him, and Arkin, he was very surprised. And I bet you, he's definitely told his boys to watch out for it. Mind Freak, they lost a few players early round. And now the retake is on them.
Wow.
The backdoor against the wall. Nice hacks. He picked up the operator, and he's the hero of this round for straight out of the Zoo, getting kills onto Mind Freak, left, right, and center. Wildflower. Oh my god! Yifeng with the dollar store operator. Straight clean headshot. It's all down to what now? No matter how big your brain is, winning a 1v4, very unlikely.
Yeah, it's not going to be happening. That's a massive, massive performance from Nice Axe, though. He literally just hero rifles there. Thought he was going to secure himself to 4K. That's a really nice blind from Duddy coming all the way from Hookah there. Actually does hit Watt, who is really just looking for economic damage at this point and not much else. Won't get it though. We'll have to hold on to that Vandal moving forward. But yeah, essentially, like I said, that is just Nice Axe. He had about 6 grand in the bank, and that's why that's a thrifty round, because the man just bought Vandal armor for himself while half the team was buying, half the team was saving, and he's able to crack that round out pretty much by himself. He gets the 2K with the Vandal, then picks up the operator and gets himself a 3rd, just pushing through that long B angle. And those are the kind of individual rounds that when you've got a roster like straight out the Zoo, full of these I don't know what you call them, the guys who literally just stomp you in ranked day in, day out, then you know, you're going to get a couple of rounds like that where they're just going to multi-frag and win it.
Pilsky, do you hear that? I think that's the sound of animals stampeding out of the Zoo right now, because this is starting to feel a little bit worrisome for Mind Freak. Good tag, actually, on Sapumna, so he will be just playing a little bit more defensively, perhaps coming to this round. Mind Freak, 2 players in the showers angle, and finally a TP out from Watt. Meanwhile, straight out of the Zoo, they are swarming onto the sides. Punda, aggression! Oh my god, we'll catch Watt from behind. Norton there to trade out Watt. He was looking left, right, center, and just screaming, what happened? The side, will be taken by straight out of the zoo. Plant coming down, but Mind Freak, yeah, 3 ultimates to work with. Lakers missing a few of the blades. We'll have to resort to the operator. And my gosh, it's the kill feeds lighting up like Christmas right now. Wildflower picks with the showstopper. Good for nothing. Paranoia will miss, and Duddy Boy, oh my god, takes him down swiftly. Straw by himself, a clutch master. But right now, the animals, they are awake, and the apes are beating their chests right now. 9 to 11. They are slowly but surely making progress, Bilski.
Yeah, definitely starting to chip down that money, starting to build up their own economy. And I think for straight out of the zoo, you know, it really comes down to how the first couple of duels go for them. When they're losing that first pick, it seems to go a little bit harder. When they're having a little bit of a tougher time taking some of that map control, it becomes a little bit harder for them to find that success. These last 2 rounds, you've seen the entries go their way, and from there, there's not really much Mind Freak have been able to do. So I think they really need to focus on trying to disrupt the boys on straight out of the zoo, and that's why I really like this short A push. You see a lot of info going the way of Mind Freak. They're going to start that push on the flank nice and early on. They know that this should be a play towards B from straight out of the zoo, and they're already rotating. You see Lakers and Watt already going through defense spawn, going to stack that big site as it's a retake setup from the Cypher and the Sova.
Well, it really does come down to actually how much intel Yifeng can get with the Hunter's Fury. A kill even, that would be better. We'll tag down once slightly. And the Mind Freak, like you said, Pilsky, playing for the defense retake. Oh, Lakers had the operator ready, but didn't expect Punda to be peeking on that high of an angle. Will catch his head clean out. Norton playing inside this dark shroud, but however, the Omen smokes, they tend to be very fickle and dissipate at the worst of times. Mind Freak, they're all geared and ready to get some kills right now, but straight out of the zoo, I do think they have a post-plant defense locked down reasonably. 2 players on site watching each other's backs, 2 on Octagon, a crossfire, 1 watching the flank from U-Haul, but however, Long has been left uncontested. Wildfire will take down Nitax. Rather do the screaming out for the players. Mikey, good for 1, and the trade back from Pex. However, he himself 21 HP. So having Punda with the blast back tech again. It's all down to Watt by himself. Punda and Yifeng, they have a crossfire. What do you do at this point? Creeping around onto the side, and Yifeng has a better angle straight out of the zoo. Oh, they're 1 round behind now. Mind Freak, you have to be sweating in your boots because this is getting precariously dangerous.
Dude, Punda is literally just like flying across people's screens with these blast packs. This is incredibly entertaining to watch. I'm enjoying it. I was talking to somebody earlier who told me that apparently Punda is the brother of Repulse, who's like one of Australia's best Fortnite players. So I'm not surprised that he's got the genetics to pull off moves like that, where you're just like sending it with blast packs and, you know, flying through the air like you would in Fortnite, and he loves those shotguns as well. So must be something going on there in the Punda family camp, I guess. Either way though, you see Mind Freak in a bit of a rough economic situation. Gonna have to go down to a half buy, trying to even up their money around 1,500 so that they could get the full buy into the next and give themselves a reasonable chance at winning this round. These last couple of rounds have not looked close straight out of the zoo. It's exactly like I said, you know, that when the entries go their way, the rounds don't look close for the most part. You know, that when they get rolling and you don't stop them, you're going to have a really tough time defending. So Mind Freak, they need to find some answers soon, or they are actually going to find that that lead that they had is going to amount to very little.
You know what image I have coming into my head right now? And that scene in Lion King when the Stampede comes in the valley and Mufasa gets absolutely stomped. That's what I'm starting to feel is happening. Punda, there you go, aggressive, but he's using the paint shell, however, doesn't quite throw it towards the corner. So there are still 2 players of Mind Freak sitting inside U-Haul to have control. And straight out of the zoo, I like this. They're being really patient, really slow again. This time watching their flanks. Mind Freak, they have inferior weaponry and perhaps preying on the aggression of straight out of the zoo that isn't happening right now.
Yeah, I'm liking the setup from straight out of the zoo. They're just working the whole map, making sure there's no pushes. They've got the Cypher utility over there towards bathroom with the camera, making sure that no one's pushed through the A side of the map, but they're going to try and contest Hookah into multiple shotguns, which is where this round could go horribly wrong.
Almost had a good play there, just blast back fast. And Wildflower, oh my god, at that range, it's $900. It's the literal boomstick. He fires the slug and takes a player down straight out of the zoo. They've chosen the wrong fight to hit. Nitax, however, is there to clap back, but 20 seconds left. They either save right now or try to go for a hard B take. The spike, it's been left in a really bad position, and Nice Hacks, he backs up any further, will walk into the crosshairs of What, who will be welcoming him with open arms. Buddy boy, they're going in. Has the From the Shadows TP, there's got the huge one, no time left, 5 seconds. Even if he uses the ultimate, the round has been lost straight out of the zoo. You're gonna have to go back to the drawing board and lick your wounds.
Yeah, so I was talking about it earlier. This is why you see the anti-eco into A be a lot more common. You don't want to contest hookah. If you're going to anti-eco into the big site against shotgun meta, unless you have a really structured hookah take and you have the right agents with good utility to be able to flush that area of the map out, you really just don't want to screw with that area at all. Maybe even just smoke it off and fight for elbow or something like that. Or just anti-eco to A, which is a little bit more consistent. And that's exactly why. You know, it's shotgun meta. You don't want to fight close range duels because you just run into the meat grinder, and that's exactly what Straight Out the Zoo do. It's really, it sucks to see because they have been having such a good run on these gun rounds, but to lose a round like that is really unfortunate. It's going to give Mindfreak that match point, and now there's no room for error for Straight Out the Zoo.
Straight Out the Zoo, however, on the bright side, they do have 4 ultimates to work with: Blade Storm, Showstopper, From the Shadows, and Neural Theft. So, Punda, you know, you talked about how crazy he is, just going right in there, fast and furious. If he can pull off the same play again this round, especially on the B side right now, because there's only one player, Lawson, on his lonesome, that L-Drone actually won't make their lives any easier. Rotation's already coming through. Or maybe not, Mindfreak going back. Based on what, however, that's my question, because Straight Out of the Zoo, they seem very intent on going for B.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering that as well. You'd see the 4 stack on the A site from Mindfreak with very little info, just leaving their Sentinel in towards elbow here without any support. So unfortunately, that's not going to work out for them. You see straight, oh, hold on, wait a second. That pressure from Straight Out of the Zoo, and they're going to walk back into A. It turns out this stack is going to be absolutely money for Mindfreak.
Future vision. One of them is a prophet, a gypsy in the back pocket, and then knew exactly what was going on. Pex again, every single showstopper I swear to God he's used this game has gone to absolutely waste. Sabrosa ulting, 15 seconds left now, Straight Out of the Zoo. They have to make something happen, because to lose map 2 off of the timer running out, that's just painful. Mikey, already good for one, takes down Lakers, but however the U-Haul angle is coming out, Straight Out of the Zoo. They do go down, scroll, 2 kills for him, Mindfreak. They take map 1, 13-10. Pilski, that came really, really close, but oh my God, Mindfreak, the more structured team, Arkin, the coaching has come in clutch. And that final raid, 4 players, they stayed on the A side. Straight Out of the Zoo, what happened?
I mean, they didn't know what kind of a setup they're going up against, and they figure that pressure on the B side they were putting on, you saw it on Dawson's cam, like all of the jet smokes coming out, the raised nades, they think they're going to pull rotations with that and then go late into A. It's definitely something that can work, but when they had limited info, it's going to be a little bit harder to come in that late, and obviously up against the 4 stack that Mindfreak was going for, you know, it's really not going to be happening. So unfortunate there. I feel like Straight Out the Zoo, if they don't die to shotguns in the round previous, they definitely would have been in a much better position. They were really on the comeback train towards the later parts of that attacking half.
Well, look, that map, it's done and dusted. Straight Out of the Zoo, they came really close, but now they have to even things up with map 2, or else they will be eliminated from the semifinals, and I definitely don't want to see them going out this early on only 2 maps. But guys, that will have to be seen later. We will be going for a break real soon. So stick around. Map 2 will be coming in real hot. Straight Out of the Zoo versus Mindfreak.
I just time traveled. Today's a big day for past me. He just got the latest Vodafone broadband with super Wi-Fi. Wow. Which finally means Wi-Fi in all 4 corners of the house. What? Even there? I've got Wi-Fi in the garage. Yeah, we do. See ya.
Oh, it's still in the garage.
Yeah. Super Wi-Fi. Wall-to-wall Wi-Fi guaranteed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am DJ QF William Zhang, of course, once again with Mitch Pilski. That was map 1, done and dusted. Mindfreak versus Straight Out of the Zoo. It came dangerously close, 13-10, I think that was the score line. Straight Out of the Zoo, perhaps that was the warm-up game, Pilski. I still have hope.
Yeah, I mean, it was Mindfreak's pick. A little bit of background info that I did just learn is that in that last round where you did have Mindfreak on that A site stack, and Nawson was on his camera, we saw it on the obs. The man was literally disconnected, and they just 4-stacked A. So I don't know if that informed their decision at all. But if Straight Out the Zoo had gone into that B site there, they literally would not have had a single player to play against, just the Cypher traps there. So, look, unfortunate. Sometimes these things do happen. I do kind of wonder if Nawson is in Sydney at the moment with all the crazy rainfall and the storms that are going on at the moment affecting his net. That would be interesting to find out because, look, he had a struggle last map, even though they did win. I think he had like 95 ACS on the Cypher there. So, obviously the internet being a pretty big issue for the man there, having a tough time finding the kills and things like that.
Pilski, you mentioned the flooding in New Zealand, in Sydney, and right now I'm pretty surprised that you're not like knee deep in water at this point because on the news all I see is just rain, flooding, and you keep staring out the window. It has me very concerned right now. But nonetheless, Map 2, Straight Out of the Zoo's pick, it will be Ascent. Now, from my understanding, Ascent is a very execute-heavy map, and there was a wild card. They have crazy strats on that map. Straight Out of the Zoo, they did win against them, I think you said earlier. God Squad. You know what they are. Ascent, they play that map so well. So I'm really excited to see this matchup.
It's an interesting one. So the boys on Straight Out the Zoo beat Kanga on it 13-2, I believe, even though they ended up losing the series. So they beat them on Ascent. But Straight Out the Zoo ended up getting 13-0'd on it or 13-1'd on it by God Squad. And Mindfreak actually upset God Squad on this map when they played recently. They were able to actually beat God Squad on Ascent. So it's an interesting one. I'm wondering whether, Straight Out the Zoo is picking towards their strengths or, towards their opponent's strengths as well. It's a hard one to say. I'm keen to see how it does all sort of break down because this is definitely a map that both teams can play reasonably well. I think it's just a question of, Mindfreak's performances on it. Are they super good? Are they a little bit shaky? Have they had a little bit more practice? We'll get to see, I guess.
Well, my only question with that is Mindfreak. You said a few weeks ago when they beat God Squad on Ascent. But the question is, was that with Pex or without Pex? Who was a wildflower for the viewers who don't actually know? With Pex, well, that could be the absolute secret to winning Ascent. On the side of Straight Out the Zoo, though, I'm expecting Punda, who played Raze on Bind, as you can see, that him just flying around. I expect to see him on.
He's going to play Breach.
On Phoenix. No way, Breach on Ascent.
Yep, he's locked in Breach, so they're going for one duelist with the Jet.
Pilski, tell me your thoughts on that, because Breach on Ascent, you need some serious teamwork to make it work.
It's a good character. Don't get me wrong. I think it might be the best character in the game. If he can utilize it well, then it's going to be good for them. But I will agree with you. Number one, I was very entertained by Punda flying through the air multiple times, just to be able to, create a lot of space for his teammate and get in there hyper aggressive. That's always good to see because I feel like a lot of people don't utilize the Raze blast packs as well as he did. His movement with those was pretty phenomenal. And I'm wondering where the aggressiveness is going to come from the boys on Straight Out the Zoo, because obviously the only one that you have with that hard entry potential when you do drop down to that one duelist is the Jet. So that limits your operator potential on the attacking side, I would imagine. And if you do lose that Jet early on, you might have to have a little bit slower of a side take.
Yeah, well, one thing that we can both agree on, actually, especially our observer Crash. Shout out, by the way, Crash OBS. He's doing the lovely observing for us, which makes our jobs a lot easier. He always likes to say, whichever team's on the attack side, if you go B main, if you go A main, play for the orbs. Just pick up the orbs. It's free real estate, and you can probably expound further on this, but whichever team has more ultimates to play with, eventually, they definitely will come out on top.
Yeah, I think it definitely depends on your comp, and we do have, both teams with, a mix of characters that can utilize those orbs a little bit better than the other team may be able to. Either way, though, 1-0 so far for Mindfreak. They've already picked up their map victory. Here's another map where they recently found an upset over the God Squad on, but this is the map pick of the boys on Straight Out the Zoo. Their pack's against the wall. This is where they're going to have to perform, or they're going to be out of the semi-final.
And my money definitely is still on Perform. I'm going all in Pilski. This is it for me as well. Do or die. So, Mind Freak versus Straight Out of the Zoo. This will be map 2, Ascent, and that almost rhymed for a second there. But, oh man, the pistol round about to come in real hot. I expect to see more aggression come out from Straight Out of the Zoo, provided they start on the attack side.
They are starting out on the attack side, and you talked about that orb control style. I mean, it's a stylistic choice, right? You can go for the orb control style, or you can go for that sort of 1-3-1, more mid-oriented default. It just depends on what you prefer. As for the boys of Straight Out the Zoo, I mean, they aren't running a Killjoy. So the orb control, when you have that Cypher, you're not going to care as much about the orbs on that particular character. The Breach and the Sova that they do have may want to utilize those orbs, but they don't have the Brimstone either. It is the Omen that is the choice of smoke character for a lot of teams on this map instead. So I think the team that would really benefit from orb control a little bit more is going to be Mind Freak actually on their attacking side, or even if they want to go for those orbs on the defensive side, because you do have the Killjoy as the sentinel of choice. You obviously do have that Sova as well, but either team not really running 3 characters that wants to make super good use of those orbs. They're instead just having 2 of those characters with the big impact ultimates.
Well, pistol round underway. Straight Out of the Zoo. Edge confirmed for me earlier. Starting off on the attack, and they are choosing the right sites. Mind Freak playing reasonably defensive, 2 players in the tree room garden angle, just helping each other out there, holding each other tight as a take comes out.
No.
Oh, fake dash maybe, or that or it was accidental. Doesn't matter, it was Lakers. We'll take down Punda, and that's the source of flashes gone. The breach flashes 2 seconds each. They will not be able to be used later on in this round. Straight Out of the Zoo, the spike does get spammed down, but Mind Freak wants this lineup shot that. Oh, that was actually really good. That Jet tapping away, doing a little bit of damage on Mind Freak. Just a head start for what is to come later. An appetizer, if you will. There you go. Wildflower Pex with the Leer and the utility as well. The recon arrow, it doesn't matter. Niceax for a jumping click. Niceax for 2 with the classic. He right clicks them right in the head. Straight Out of the Zoo. They should have this round in the bag now. And Yifeng catches what? Jumping around like a monkey. And will swiftly dispose of him, taking him literally back to his cage. It's all down to the last player now. And, oh, look, man, this is going to be a really rough situation. Lakers, he does get nice hacks, and maybe a second, but 3 kills his way. Will go down finally, though. He gets to ace the win, to kill the players of Straight Out of the Zoo and defuse the spike. What's going to happen? Straight Out of the Zoo, a pretty good pistol round, all things considered.
Yeah, they did a really good job of fighting when the retake was coming in. It's something that, you know, in like your ranked games and things like that, and some teams you'll even see on the lower end don't do well enough, which is just when they do take that A site, they play way too passive and don't like actively fight the defensive side as they're coming in for the retake, you know, storming out balcony and things like that. But Straight Out the Zoo, they didn't do that. They contested really, really hard on those balcony angles, and they're going to reap the rewards of that. Now you see Straight Out the Zoo straight into this B site where there's not a single soul for Mind Freak, who were just going for a bit of a stack towards that A side of the map, going for a bit of a push. They are on the ecos, so they want to throw a little bit of a curveball, try to find an unfair advantage somewhere, as they don't have that advantage in terms of the weaponry.
Ooh. Whoa, actually, that shock dart from Yifeng early on did damage to Norton a little bit, and somehow Dusty Boy lost to a classic getting tapped twice in head. Mikey, I like this though. Oh, the bridge flash is huge. He's going to get 3 at this point. Lakers, he does survive, but however, he is still thick. There you go, the breach flashbangs, the excellent character you were talking about earlier, Pilski. That was picture perfect.
Yeah, nice little breach flash to be able to avoid the ecos, but well, it's just the eco. Nothing to get too excited about just yet. Lakers does have the Blade Storm available, so he can hold on to a little bit of extra cash. Just going to go for that Ghost into this round, and there was some economic damage inflicted onto Straight Out the Zoo, so see how they do manage that money going forward. Nice Hacks has the Blade Storm available as well to him, so it's going to be a bit of a knife off potentially.
Get out of my way.
See who's brought the bigger knife and who's brought a spoon maybe.
Or who's bought the machete at this rate. But previously that round, it just feels so good seeing a team work together, you know, with flashes and communication. And you play ranked as well, so you can probably feel what I'm saying. No one communicates. There's no teamwork in ranked, and it sucks. So I almost shed a tear from my eye when I saw that moment. But Straight Out the Zoo, you know, they are still playing with SMGs. And oh, nice hacks! The teamwork again! Yes, the flashpoint. Nice hacks. Right clicks Wildflower. This time, however, we have the gun to work with. Lakers getting strike. He does actually finish off Nice Axe, but Duddy Boy with the Sheriff will take one shot to take down Lakers. Straight out of the Zoo, Spike is down. It's actually really close. Duddy Boy will TP out. Mind Freak, you have to deal with the retake. Norton, of course, doing his good due diligence as a Sentinel player should, using utility just to hold, just to be aware in case a player pushes from the short angle from straight out of the Zoo. A lurker perhaps. Scroll, Recon Arrow is available, and he's waiting for utility on straight out of the Zoo to be expended before that Recon Arrow comes out. But Yifei just staring around, trying to figure out where exactly to scan. And Mind Freak, they are going to have to call the eco because there is no hope for them to retake that site. Too many uncertainties, and Pilsky from straight out of the Zoo, what a round. This is the bonus as well.
Yeah, just the Blade Storm being used to perfection. That is literally a page straight out of the Vision Strikers playbook. They were the ones that sort of popularized the Jet and the Breach, as particularly on Ascent. Some of those defensive strategies you can do, like the flashes into mid-link with the Jet just dashing straight into B-link from bottom mid. And that's another kind of nice little combo you can do. Just the Breach flash with the Jet dash is just such a potent combo. Gonna need Watt to buy armor here. He's got $400 dues and he hasn't bought himself armor, and he's actually armorless. Watt does. Can you just hit tab for a sec, Crash? Watt literally doesn't have armor in a gun round here. Bit of the B main control here from the boys on straight out the Zoo, wanting to go for that orb. The pressure on A main as well, but for the time being, you do see the mid control being the main point of contact here for straight out the Zoo, slowly crawling up there.
Early on, Nice Hacks. That shocked up. First one tagged him down a little bit more. Second one almost killed him. So Watt doesn't have armor. It doesn't matter because Nice Hacks, things are equaled up somewhat. I keep saying what because his name is just ridiculous. Straight out of the Zoo. I like this though, Pilsky. They're taking this round really slow by Wildflower. He's really close. This could be an off angle of sorts. Might catch a player off guard. But Lakers with the operator will catch G-Fang. Great flick. Mind Freak already a man up. That's your Stopo gone. A Nice Axe just slowly walking his way onto site very calmly. Lakers probably has no idea that Jet is already at logs. So the best thing he can do right now is just hold. Utility spam coming out. Nice Axe and Dusty Boy gonna perhaps push onto the site. Duddy Boy, he was blind. He couldn't see, but he does manage to get a kill onto Norton. The earlier flick actually was dangerously close to his head. Will buy himself. Great flick onto Mikey. Will go down properly to Punga though. And all down to one player. Nice Hacks. Oh my god, the hero just dashing and picking up the kills against Mind Freak. Straight out of the Zoo. Pilsky, this is looking really promising.
Yeah, they're doing a fantastic job so far. The combo of the Breach and the Jet is really finding them a lot of success. And I said, you know, it's the Jet that has to have that entry power, and Nice Hacks has been doing that time and time again. Man's been diving straight up tree with the Breach flash. That round, you saw him walk straight out to logs and just take some control. He wouldn't have been able to do that if he didn't see the Breach grenade come in and actually kill the turret. So it was really, really nice. You're continuing to see the synergy of the Breach and the Jet just get a lot of work done straight out the Zoo. And again, they put Mind Freak on a half buy here. They're going to continue picking up momentum. Their money is absolutely fantastic. They're just cruising along right now.
A cakewalk, the animals, you know, they go to the cafe, have a cup of coffee, get a taste of humanity. Nice Hacks holding the position, and oh my gosh, Wildfire Hex just walks right to the crosses. Nice Hacks will catch Lakers in the thigh as he tries to jump to safety. Straight out of the Zoo, already 2 man up. And Norson about to walk right into Thunder. What are you doing, Norson? He will be caught off guard, and now he's in a dangerous position. He will get farmed at this point. Yifeng indeed is the one to do the farming. Scroll, yes, you have a recon arrow, but straight out of the Zoo. Most of them dodged it. It's point blank from Yifeng. He's just getting killed at this point. He's charging up the ultimates. Great anti-eco Pilsky. Flawless round. Spike didn't even have to go down.
Yeah, like you said, keeping that money nice and strong. Now you have the Sova ult available to you, as well as the Blade Storm, which if Nice Hacks needs to get on that entry potential, maybe that'll help him out. Because I was talking about it before, offensive side, you know, you see Nice Hacks with that operator. They've lost a lot of their entry potential if he's going to be utilizing that sniper rifle. So maybe he can pull out the Blade Storm and he can become that entry force that has found them a lot of success. Do have a tech pause here for Mindfreak. Just as I do look out my window, Jesus Christ, it is absolutely pissing down right now. I haven't seen anything like this for a while, and I'm kind of wondering if that's what's causing it.
Norson, as you can see, he may be having connectivity issues as his house
Does
is
anyone
being
know
flooded.
if he's from Sydney? Is he from Sydney?
Most likely. I don't know personally, but I think he actually is on his Twitter account, a Syrian prince based in New South Wales. If memory serves me right, though.
Alright, we're going to come back
guys,
to
as we go for a shorter break, because oh, never mind, Norton, he's actually made it back. Turns out the flooding has stopped. The Lord has blessed him, and
he is in Sydney, by the way.
Oh, there you go. Noah, he split the Red Sea for the time being just to let him finish this game because it is oh so important. By the way, Pilsky, this is the 6th round, and 2 of the players on Mindfreak yet to get a single kill. Wildflower, Pex. On Reyna, a duelist, entry fragger, a supposed monster on a donut currently.
Yeah. Pex having a slow day at the office. He is a bit of a success factor for Mindfreak, so he's going to have to pick it up. He's changed his crosshair as well. Which is never a good sign if you ask me, whenever you see someone changing their crosshair mid-series. I think Duddy Boy is someone that I saw doing that as well, someone changing his crosshair up. I see him whiff a shot, he'll change his crosshair the next round. Either way though,
but Duddy Boy
kill
is
zone
reasonably
actually in towards the switch here for Killjoy here on the Mindfreak side, as you do start to see the pressure in towards that big side of the map straight out of the zoo. But they're not committing to anything. Do start to fall back in B main. Mike's going to catch Wildflower in towards middle. That's a massive pick. And you see the reroute straight back towards that A side of the map for the boys on straight out of the zoo. Reading the rotations really well at the moment here.
What? Almost catching out the back of someone's head. Just the timing didn't pay off, and he decides to not shoot to maintain his element of surprise, perhaps, on a flank. Not that he's going to do it anyways. Well, actually, he is, but from a longer angle. Mindfreak, they have to even things up, and Lakers still trying to go for more kills, but he does pick aggressively. Does take down nice hacks, but Yifeng will finish the job. 3-on-3. Oh, Norson spraying around. I think his connection has been fixed. However, 4 bullets left in the magazine. Will get exposed. Yifeng with the Phantom sprays him down. 2-on-2. Straight out of the zoo. Yifeng, the Hunter's Fury is still available. And what? Oh, dear me, that came dangerously close. Yifeng, though, I like his repositioning. Scroll, is he aware? Narrowly misses out. Yifeng, 10 in the magazine, and oh, Mindfreak, they know. Yifeng, however, doesn't actually see the head of Scroll. What will be the one to finish him? Mindfreak, though, finally pick up the first round on the board. Still down by 4, though.
The first round to pick up. Start to make some of that momentum come in their favor a little bit more. Really nice play from straight out of the zoo, though. Mike punishing that mid push after the initial B contest there. Again, Pex having a bit of a rough one. Punished for that mid push. But the AWP is retained there for Lakers, so that is something worth talking about. The man is having a pretty good series for himself. He had a slow one the other day. I can't remember in what series it was, but today definitely showing his true colors. He's pretty strong jet with inside Oceania.
3 players of Mindfreak stacked on the B site. Utility is down, but straight out of the zoo. This is mad aggressive. Already 4 players about to get really close. Of course, the shot signature from Scroll doesn't matter much though. This is your moment to shine, and the Empress is destroyed. Nice hacks will win out at the end of the day, and Dash on the side as well. Scroll gets to check so many angles. Norton the double sprays down headshot from Scroll as well. Straight out of the zoo, the players are falling, but Duddy Boy will strike back. 2-on-3. Mindfreak, they have 2 offense to work with, and Duddy Boy, oh my gosh, just teleports right into the crosshairs of Lakers. Mikey now by himself. Neural Theft is available to use, and honestly, he has a chance of winning this, except the spike is over towards the lane side of B sites. Fake TP from what? And Mikey, the question is he aware enough?
Yeah, avoids that dart for the time being. So what, going to be given a little bit of a false sense of security. Does check the angle though, so nicely avoided there in the 2v1. Like you did say, Mike definitely had an opportunity to win that, but they do manage to come away with that. What, barely missing the operator, unfortunately. He was literally about half a second from picking that one up, so that is going to have to be something that they dig deep in their pockets to give that back to Lakers, who does seem to be the main point of success factor for Mindfreak at the moment. But also Norson with the kill zone on that B site doing a really good job. You see how many ultimates Mindfreak have access to. They've got the Killjoy and the Sova ulti. In the meanwhile, Straight Out the Zoo do have those big impact ultis available as well. The Sova and the Breach ult. Sova can definitely be used to deal with that lockdown, and the Breach ult just to be able to clear off that whole side if they need access to that. Does seem like a big one towards A. Oh, that is a nice shot from NiceHack, dealing with the operator straight away, and the trade from Mike as well means that this A site is right for the taking.
Oh, this is bad as well. Norson, the Killjoy, the lockdown. He was going to get in position to use it because they get exposed. Mikey sees him there and makes the call out. The plant's coming down though. Norson, he can't really put down the ultimate. And thankfully, a flank from his teammates will give him the opportunity he needs. Killjoy lockdown, promptly about to get popped down right now. And there you go. Oh my gosh, this is huge. The stun. And oh, Straight Out the Zoo. They're running around like animals. It's a stampede. Mindfreak, they fall. The Hunter's Fury didn't even have to be used. A rolling thunder was all it took.
Really nicely done. That's going to be Mindfreak economically reset again. Gonna have to take the save. Straight Out the Zoo don't seem to be missing a beat at the moment, losing a couple of close rounds, but the other rounds where they're winning look pretty effortless. They look pretty convincing. Definitely not seeing a close game here on Ascent so far. Straight Out the Zoo looking like the far superior team right now. And it's good to see that turnaround from Pine. As they head onto their own map pick, they're going from strength to strength.
Oh, Lakers, he's just not having it right now. Punda, he's shutting him down earlier that round as well. Nice hacks. Vandal versus Operator, what a shot. Mindfreak, however, they did get one kill, and Straight Out of the Zoo, I see this quite often from them. They deny weaponry. They're just throwing Vandals down into the drain, not letting Mindfreak get anything. Yifang, Hunter's Fury, and what? Just walks right into the crosshairs of Nice Hacks. Straight Out of the Zoo, they have Mindfreak dancing. They're palm their hands right now. And Norton, despite his connectivity issues, will get 2 clean headshots. Not that it really matters at this point. It's an anti-eco. Straight Out of the Zoo, they won that predictably. They're up by 5.
This goes here.
Buy through yet again
and as
for
well,
Mindfreak.
I just want to point out a slight little bit of a trivia. You know how I said earlier, Lion King with the buffalo stampeding? You know another word for it? Rolling thunder, which is exactly the ultimate Punda has on Breach. Because that's what it sounds like when they stampede down. And I forgot to use that a little bit earlier. But nonetheless,
just for to be able to role play. Either way though, Lakers once again showing his prowess for Mindfreak right now, wins the operator duel between the Jets. That's the first thing Mindfreak has had going for them in a little while here. Let's see if they can hold on to this advantage and how Straight Out of the Zoo will respond from that 4-on-5. Does seem like they're going for a little bit of that cat control, putting a little bit of pressure on middle because they know that Mindfreak is playing further towards the extremities right now with that push towards Wine.
Well, Mindfreak, they have much more control right now on this round than they did in the previous 3 rounds. Nice hacks, perhaps a spark of flame for Straight Out of the Zoo has been eliminated nice and early, so they don't have to deal with this absolute monster just aggressing onto the site and getting kills left, right, and center. It's just such a big presence in the form of Nice hacks, you know? Everyone on Mindfreak can stare at him when he aggresses the site, and Straight Out of the Zoo right now, they're playing much, much slower than what we've seen in previous 3 rounds.
They put pressure on Catwalk and then they reroute straight back towards B. Smoke towards top mid. You can still see Punda's got access to B main and they're going to split through market. There is the kill zone in towards lane, but Pex has picked his timing perfectly, drops the spike and is able to get a second as well. Now Duddyboy's going to have to retrieve that spike. Ooh, Punda getting rid of some of the troops as well.
Last player standing.
Oh, Punda, that was just unfortunate. You know, so much utility behind this. Looked like he could do. Yeah, Duddy Boy manages to grab the spike and dodges a bullet from the sniper. But 5 seconds left. Duddy Boy, at this point, maybe some damage is all he could really do. It doesn't come to happen though, as Mindfreak, I think, was this 3 rounds in a row now? They've managed to crack the offensive pattern of the other Zoo. Well, I'll take it back. Mindfreak, they're getting a few kills, but we're already at the tail end of this first half, and Pilski, Straight Out of the Zoo, they could actually take map 2. This is a really comfortable lead.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Do have access to that Blaze Storm again. Getting close to some of the ults on both sides towards the tail end of the half, so keen to see who's going to make use of some of those big impact ultis, try to find some of these critical gun rounds. Much more slow approach here for straight out the zoo. Instant drone through. Had a lot of trouble with Lakers over there towards A main. Don't want to have to fall victim to that operator and lose a pick too early on, which is something that I've seen from straight out the zoo. When they do tend to lose that first pick, they tend to slow down quite a bit more than usual. So I want to see them avoiding that if possible. Rise, little avoid of the drone there, which gets taken out from Mike. They did not see that jet with the Blaze Storm up so close towards Catwalk. And this A hit just imminent at the moment. I'm waiting for Punda to come through with the flash towards Catwalk so that you can have the dive through on the Blade Storm.
Oh no, however, it doesn't happen this time because the players who were ready for it, they turned around, they heard the sound of the first flash. But straight out of the zoo though, they do manage to trade out. It's 2-on-2. Mikey who will have to put down the spike. Well, not him actually, because it is Duddy Boy who has to retrieve it first. Perhaps he's working over to the B side. Mikey, he can just play lurk because he has the two players of Mind Freak stuck with him on the A side for now. But Norson, I thought he was aware for a second, but no, he comes back to the A side. Mikey, it will be in his best interest to stay alive, but this is getting really close. That hat of Cypher doesn't actually see anything. He will spot at one. Norson, and there's one more player on site with them right now. The Rain of Pex just ducking around. It comes down to who wins the engagement. It will be Pex and then Wildflower. He's all confused. Hey, where's the spike? What's going on? Duddy Boy, he can plant it down on the B sites and full utility to work with.
He's going to get himself into market as well.
Oh, sword gun barrel, I think. But misses a few shots. Empress has been used by Wildflower just for the fire rate boost to guarantee a potential win. But however, the overkill will be gone now. And he checks the wrong angle. Duddy Boy will have the drop on Wildflower straight out of the zoo. They pick up the 8th round. 5 up.
Round before the switch.
Yeah, perfect smoke onto market, right on the entrance there. Really well played by Duddy Boy in that late round situation. And now as we head towards the end of the half, Mind Freak there, money's absolutely cooked here. Gonna have to go down to a couple of SMGs on Norson. You see Wildflower on towards that Spectre as well. Light armor on Watt. It's definitely not ideal. Norson 2 off the ultimate here. Punda could grab that Rolling Thunder as well if he does get a kill or has access to one of these ulti orbs. And straight out the zoo, like I said, what an attacking half from these boys.
Ridiculous. This time Lakers, he won't even have the operator to work with. Pops out a few bullets. What with the really aggressive TP? And oh no, it was for nothing. That's Mind Freak smoke's already gone. Thankfully, Lakers does trade back onto Yifeng. That will be the recon arrows unavailable to be used for straight out of the zoo. But the animals, though, they still have a gun advantage as Norson still using the revolver, but in his hands, I don't think it makes that big of a difference. Nice act, about to engage real soon. Wildflower, Spectre at that range, with the good movement, actually. Will take him down. Man advantage going the way of Mind Freak.
See straight out of the zoo. Slowing things down, Spike is still towards A main, with 2 in B main. That's the spike drop.
Spike down.
Other 2 are on the complete opposite side of the map. Punter and Mike are ages away. I'd say this round's probably over.
Yeah, probably. It was a good play actually by Lakers, just being so patient. And Dusty Boy as well, as the spike holder, he was by himself, gets caught off guard.
Left.
Thankfully though, Lakers actually does make it into the corner. But do they check it? That's the question.
Remaining.
Oh, Mikey does, but Punda wasn't there to back him up. 3 kills for Lakers now. Punda. 70 HP. Oh, they're coming to use the Rolling Thunder. Oh my gosh, he's going for the clutch now at this point. 1 on 3. It's possible, but it's unlikely.
10 seconds left.
Does a few bullets. Lakers 3 HP. Invests the Blade Storms as well. Pilsky, we saw so many ultimates invested late into this round, and
Switching sides.
straight out of the zoo. They couldn't win the round, but it was the second half. Actually, that was why they used the ultimates. My bad.
Yeah, just may as well pop them right at the tail end of the half. Not going to get them next map. It's one of those like memes in CS where you see someone like save their gun right at the end of the half for next half. You know, save the ults for next half as well. Why not? Now you get the pistol round coming out here straight out of the zoo. Like we said, I mean, a fantastic attacking half from them. Really didn't miss a beat. Mind Freak, they got 4 rounds, but they limped to those 4 rounds, really. There was not really anything convincing from anyone but Lakers on the Mind Freak side in that last half. So I'm keen to see if they can pick things up on the attacking side very quickly over towards this A side of the map. It's a retake setup from straight out of the zoo, just playing from tree. Have those Cypher traps over towards that A site.
Well, Mindfreak is actually on the side, leading the way is Lakers. Study Boy, just pinged down a little bit through the smoke. Lakers takes down Yifeng. That's your retake. Recon arrow gone. Honda Aftershock will take down Scroll, actually. However, it was a little bit too late. The spike has already been planted. Mindfreak, a man up upon the. Here we go. The flashes, assisting Nice Hacks. The Nebula boys with their lineups. And that doesn't actually amount to much because Norson, in fact, the entire team of Mindfreak, they're all chipping in. And straight out of the zoo, they go down handily in the first pistol round of the second half.
And this is kind of what Mindfreak were doing to a lot of success up against God Squad in their Ascent game, is they were really good at abusing that A side of the map. They were really good with their A site takes. So keen to see if this is something that straight out of the zoo are able to start to adapt to and stop as we move deeper into the half, because that is going to be a big win condition for Mindfreak. See how much they hit that A bomb site and how much success they have over there. Either way, save in here for straight out the zoo. Just a handful of classics for them, so not too much to speak of. Keen to see if they can get some damage done, though.
Well, a bit of a stark contrast, Pilskis, actually, compared to how straight out the zoo they play their attacking side. Mindfreak, they're not going aggressive. They have a superior buy, but they're taking this really, really passively, just holding so far back, trying to get a pick or two, and expending util. Meanwhile, straight out the zoo, sitting around, rotating back and forth between two sites, and trying to just get a piece of the puzzle.
I take some mid control now, just kind of moving as a pack while holding the extremities with the Sentinel and the Sova. Taking that market control, but market is not the bomb site. They will have to make it towards one of the sites at some point, and you can already see a number of players over here for straight out the zoo towards this B side of the map.
Oh, that's a good paranoia, but that boy, he does live. What fast on the chase, though. Honda, the flash point, he expected a few flashes, didn't get anything out of it, though, and Lake is hovering above Mikey, trying to get a kill. Flash just flexing on him, literally. Does go down as a result of that. Yifeng by himself, a classic in hand, and the spike is yet to be planted by Mindfreak. They're waiting around, which is reasonably surprising to me, Pilski. Oh, they're giving it to one of their players, I believe, just so they can farm the ult orb. Yifeng,
yeah, Scrawl's 5 out of 7 on his Sova ult right now. So giving him that plant makes him 6 out of 7. Now he only needs an orb or a kill to be able to get that ult. And you see him hunting for the kill as well. He's going straight into middle and he's going to find it. That's the Hunter's Fury there. Given to Scrawl just off the back of the plant, and one more anti-eco kill. So really nicely played in terms of the ult control for him there.
Nice and juicy Sova burger just to charge him up. And honestly, I really like that from Mindfreak, you know, just the discipline. They already had a man advantage. Some players already got kills, and everyone just they were just screaming, stop right now, give the plant to Scroll, give him the ultimate. And Pilski, it goes back to the point that I was telling you early in this game, you know, whichever team has more ultimates to play with, on a sense, they will probably have the advantage. Let's try out the zoo. Down by 2. I mean, up by 2, actually. Coming into the round, Mindfreak will be the bonus.
Yeah, it is their bonus. They do have access to that Vandal, and it's straight into the A site yet again. So it's going to be Mike here playing retake with Duddy from Treat, and the boys on straight out the zoo. Not really contesting this A site push at all, just utilizing the cam. Duddy trying to spam someone through the smoke here. Mike's already found a pick before the bomb goes down, and the 2 more in favor of straight out of the zoo. They're just playing retake to perfection right now.
Straight out of the zoo, the game kills left, right, and center. The spike does get planted, but this is so good from their first buy around Mindfreak. They just didn't stand a chance. Dirty Boy spraying through the smoke, and Mikey with the Cypher utility, or just pure game sense, just picking up headshots left, right, and center. He was by himself up in the heaven angle as well.
Yeah, I mean, what gives him that success is just how well he used his cages. His cages were in really, really strong positions, and he was able to play around those cages so well to be able to kill some of those attacking players from relative safety. As well as the cam tag helped Study to get that spam through on that default plant position. So really, really well played. Not to mention the fact that they destroyed the door, and again, they've destroyed the door this round. So that's not something that the attacking side can utilize to their advantage. Now the bind through from Mindfreak, and here's what I was talking about. That Vision Strikers-esque flash through into the B connector with the jet dash, and it's 3 kills for Nice Hacks. That is an absolutely massive impact play with the push on B main as well. Scrawl is at top mid, and he's wondering what the hell just happened to his team.
Sheesh! Scroll, the only player being able to get a few kills. But Straight Out of the Zoo right now, they know where he is, and he Scroll's tapping away. Does finish off Yifeng, but Straight Out of the Zoo, double digits now, 10-6. Mind Freak, you have to be sweating because their economy, Pilski, it's not the best in the world. Some players, maybe they can half buy, but most of them are going to have to save this round. Lakers, thankfully, 1 point off of having the Blade Storms, so Mind Freak, they should be playing for the Ultimate Orb for him.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Mind Freak dies to something like that. Maybe just the lack of prep there or just overlooking it, because it's something I've already seen Straight Out of the Zoo do in a couple of their games on Ascent now, is go for that same push. Here's another example of it, but it's into the anti-eco. I'm not sure if I'm as much of a fan. And actually the dart scan on Nice Axe, it's the first time I would say him getting scanned by that dart is actually a good thing for him. But the flashback through is able to get him 2 kills. Again, it's the Breach and the Jet just working in tandem.
Oh, Nice Axe on 3 at this point. He hadn't even had to reload yet. It finally took what? It took 3 players to finally get him killed. That shot that was brilliant from Yifeng. It didn't even matter though, because he did have to kill Wildflower with a Vandal bullet to the head, all down to what? By himself, 74 HP. TP has been used over to the B side just to secure the plants for Mind Freak. But 1v2, the health advantage does not favor him. The man advantage does not favor him. Straight Out of the Zoo, we should be looking at 11 rounds to 6, Pilski.
It's doable for him. Just needs to isolate 2 one-on-ones. Does have that headshot potential with the Vandal. He's going to take an aggressive line up the top here, but the timing definitely not favoring him in there. The retake from the other side of the map took a long time and throws him off there. Yeah, Straight Out of the Zoo, they secure that round. Look, it was impressive and it was entertaining to see those kills coming out, but at the end of the day, they lose 3 guns to the anti-eco when their money is relatively shaky. You don't want to be going for 3-man pushes up against shotguns and SMGs there, because it's just cooked their economy going forward here. You know, all it's going to take now is Mind Freak winning 2 gun rounds, and that's going to reset them. But end of the day, when you're up 11-6, it's not as bad as it could be. You obviously have the time to be able to recover economically from any mishaps that you may have. So they're not going to be too upset about that. Nice Axe also just utilizing that Blade Storm here. Nice little one-way from Mike up onto the top of the arch side there. Just allow him to shoot the feet if that B hit does come in. And tracking some of these ulties as we do have the pause in here. Do have the Rolling Thunder, 2 off of the ults, 4 full ults for Straight Out of the Zoo. So they have access to almost everything here, whereas the boys on Mind Freak almost got that lockdown, and they do have the Sova ult available to them.
Yeah, look, Mind Freak, they have to work with, they have to get so many rounds back. And Punda, don't be teasing me right now, holding that angle with the Rolling Thunder just to allow your Jet to push out. And right now, actually, the round hasn't even started yet, but what? He's already patient and he's getting ready. Punda, no way, he's going to use it. He's going to do it. Blade Storms are used along with the Sova Recon Arrow. Oh, thankfully it doesn't come to fruition though. What? I'm not sure if he got spotted out by Yifeng. Yifeng got over the ult, so he definitely didn't see what. Does manage to steal the orb though. That's just a little bit unfortunate for Mind Freak. Yifeng, he does get isolated. And it won't be him who goes down, rather it is Nice Axe. That Blade Storm will be good for nothing. Yifeng, ooh, this is a risky push because they don't know that Lakers is so close to them. Those Cloud Bursts will hide his position just for a little bit longer. And there we go, Lakers finally strikes. Punda is gone now. That's your flashpoints gone. Straight Out of the Zoo, they let this round escape from under the noses, Pilski.
Well, I mean, it's just down to the aggression being a little bit one-dimensional at the end of the day. And that's why I was saying earlier, I was surprised to see Mind Freak die to the flash play towards B connector, because it's pretty characteristic of Straight Out of the Zoo to go for these aggressive plays time and time again. Now you see the group up towards this B side of the map. There is 2 players here for Straight Out of the Zoo, but up against the 5 of Mind Freak, it would take a pretty big task for them to be able to come out ahead here.
Ooh, Dirty Boy like it, slide that cage. We'll get 1 kill, however, too many bullets flying his way. Can't survive for too long. Yifeng, the Hunter's Fury, is available there to support his teammate. All down to Yifeng now. Oh, no, not down to Yifeng. Things are switched over. Straight Out of the Zoo, they reclaim the round. Scroll by himself. He's a clutch master. Jumps onto the site. 7 bullets left in the magazine. Can't afford to reload. 10 seconds left. The spike has to go down right now. Straight Out of the Zoo, just be patient. Bring around the Rosie. Mikey was just a bait. Yifeng was there to finish the job. Match point going the way for the animals.
Match point.
Yeah, you can't be getting 3-on-5 there as Mind Freak. Like, they're definitely just not being able to get these trades, not fragging hard enough to win this game right now. Straight Out of the Zoo playing a lot better. at the moment. Would have really preferred to see Mindfreak. You know, that's why you see in the late round, a lot of the time you'll see players go for the 1-4 or teams go for the 1-4 when they've got a massive advantage like that, just to make sure they don't run into the stack. But unfortunately, they do run into the stack. But even if you are running into the stack 5-on-3, you really want to be closing that out. Just get the trades a bit more effectively than what ended up happening there. I think they got a little unlucky getting spammed through smokes, etc. Either way, though, Mindfreak now on a bit of a cooked bite. Got the Guardian and the Bulldogs, some sets of light armor here as they move through the map. Still 3 ults available. There's one of them from Yifang. He likes to go for these blind Sova ultis, and he gets a lot of success with them. Really just has a good intuitive sense of where he can ult in the mid-round to try to catch some of these players and find himself a kill without investing the dart or the drone, but he's not going to need either when he's hitting shots like that.
Pilsky, that was a huge shot as well. Norson, this is match point. He had the Killjoy lockdown, and now it's gone. There's no resurrections available. It's all down to the rest of the players to go hard fragging, take a sight, and ideally try to win the round. And it's sort of happening though. However, the numbers are still top 3-on-3 night tags. Oh, with the push. These Nebula refugees, these Nebula boys, the communications are so good. Jet and Breach. It's all down to last 2 players. Scroll and Wildflower, their Empress. If it doesn't get a kill real soon, it will just expire. Nice axe.
Enemy remaining.
Oh, it wasn't even him who got the kill at the end of the day. It's all down to Wildflower now. No Empress to work with. So only 2 dismisses potentially and 1 heal. Good initial start onto Nice Axe. Didn't take much damage. However, timer, 10 seconds left. He can't make it onto the side. I do think they have taken map 2. 13-6. This is a really good scoreline going the way of the Animals. Pilsky, I can't believe this just happened. Mindfreak, you were saying they had such a good attack side on Ascent versus God Squad, but somehow versus straight out of the zoo, there was nothing they could do. And that rhymes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I think that's by far the worst performance I've seen Pex have so far. Pretty much every map, he's been pretty money for Mindfreak so far, and he really hasn't had an underwhelming performance, which is surprising to see, considering he hasn't played a whole lot of Valorant, as far as I know, coming from that Overparlor Strike roster and now into Mindfreak. But that game, you don't want to be 100 ACS on the radar. That's a really rough state of affairs. And at the end of the day, I mean, phenomenal play from straight out of the zoo. Just even on the one duelist, you could see, you know, you could call them a puggy team or whatever. You could call them an aggressive team. But at the end of the day, like they were playing off of each other really well, and the chemistry was on point, and all the boys were firing on all cylinders. So they're going to be very, very hard to stop. And they pretty much wiped the floor with Mindfreak. So a well-deserved third map to come in here. And that's what you'd want in a semi-final. We don't want to see any blowouts.
Well, guys, you heard the man. That was a pretty concise breakdown of exactly what happened in that game. 13-6. Guys, we will be going for a break before the final map, Pilsky's favorite, Haven. Stay tuned.
I just time traveled. Today's a big day for past me. He just got the latest Vodafone broadband with super Wi-Fi. Wow. Which finally means Wi-Fi in all 4 corners of the house. What? Even there? I've got Wi-Fi in the garage. Yeah, we do. See ya.
Oh, it's still in the garage.
Yeah. Super Wi-Fi. Wall-to-wall Wi-Fi guaranteed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am William Zhang, Digital QF. Of course, we have finally reached the last game of the semi-final, straight out of the zoo. Mindfreak, Mitch, Pilsky Casts, it's been an honor serving with you today. But look, final map, Haven. What are your thoughts coming to this?
It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I'm kind of feeling straight out of the zoo at the moment, just based on what I'm seeing from the last couple of results. Mindfreak, they lost it to Kanga. It was a relatively close game. They also recently lost it to God Squad, not God Squad, Fun Crew, who have kind of been struggling on it a little bit. Like they've been changing up what their lineup is. We talked about it in the previous series, how they went towards the Sky lineup rather than the Sova lineup. And they've been a bit up and down in terms of performances on that map based on what lineup they're running. So that doesn't fill me with a whole lot of confidence here for the boys on Mindfreak as we head on to Haven. Whereas straight out the zoo, you just seen the beat wildcard on it. So, and that was literally yesterday. So that on top of the fact that these guys are an aggressive team, and this is a map with the most aggressive attacking side. It's attacking biased, if you ask me. I kind of feel like they can cause the upset here, if you would even call it one.
Well, let's check out the updated bracket, and for the record, I do agree with you, Pilsky, fully. Haven being 3 sites for the defenders, it's very difficult to stay on top of. And look, this is finally it. Order, they've already made it to the grand finals, and 1 spot left for the juicy $4,000 prize in first place potential. And straight out of the zoo, they're looking really amped up right now. Of course, the loser will go to bronze to play for the 3rd and 4th place. But look, we're finally here, and oh man, this is going to be a really hot game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Keen to see who's going to go through against Order. I kind of feel bad for Fun Crew almost because they obviously were the ones that did draw Order in the semi-final. I mean, someone has to, but I think putting Fun Crew up against either of these teams, Mindfreak or Straight Out of the Zoo, I think they would probably have a good time with it. I think that they're looking quite convincing at the moment, even though Order did kind of roll them over on Haven earlier. So, you know, the grand finals, one thing, seeing who goes up against Order, but even that 3rd place decider to see Fun Crew against one of these teams, I feel like should be probably a better game, if you ask me.
Well, look, I hope so. Last map, it's Haven. And one actual thing I remember, I want to just bring this to your attention. When I interviewed Yifeng, team captain of Straight Out of the Zoo, you know what they told me? He told me that they're just waiting for someone to beat them so they can finally disband. And I think perhaps it's just that mentality, you know, coming into this. They're not expecting to get anywhere. They're expecting to lose. But we are potentially, straight up, looking at Straight Out of the Zoo versus Order in the grand finals. No disrespect to Mindfreak. They are a great team, great lineup. But it's just the unpredictability of these animals. That's the only word you can use to describe them right now.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a little bit of that honeymoon period mentality that people often talk about when a lineup comes together. But in addition to that, obviously, aggressive teams are based off on form. And you're seeing all these boys on Straight Out of the Zoo. They're in excellent form right now, but form comes and goes. So over the longer term, who knows if they still will find the same success. But either way, in the present day, as we head on to Haven, these guys are looking fantastic. And I'm actually going to back them for the upset, even though I've played with Watt for a long, long time. I'm good mates with him. I want to see the best for him, and I want to see him succeed. I don't think they're going to win this game. I think Straight Out of the Zoo's got this one into the grand final.
Well, look, there you go, guys. You've heard our predictions. Now it's all down to seeing the game and which team will finally reign supreme to join Order in the light. Starting off on the attack, Mindfreak, and on the defense, Straight Out of the Zoo, Punda, there you go, the Phoenix pick that I've been waiting to see. The run it back, such a huge ult that can swing around in any team's favor. Pilsky, this is it.
Yeah, and you got Pex on the breach, so it's a one buller setup on a very aggressive map. Instant fight in towards middle goes the way of Watt. He's able to defend that garage peak from Nice Axe. And for the time being, things will slow down as Mindfreak reset. They know they've got the man advantage. They just want to group up and try to go towards one of these bomb sites together, and it will be towards that A site. You can see Watt already starting to throw smokes out from way back. Smoke into CT and Heaven, where you do see Mike playing retake. Wants to try to wait for someone to get tripped up on one of those trips there. And there you go. He gets Lakers as a result of it. Very nicely played. Kind of Steel-esque, as we saw a bit of a highlight like previously from one of the 100 Thieves games. Now the retake for Straight Out of the Zoo.
Oh my god, Pilsky, what is this? You can't even miss a beat. You blink and the round is over. Straight Out of the Zoo. Just rushed onto the A side. I couldn't even keep track of who's killing who. And look, it's already done. And that's the Dunny Boy and Punda. They are left standing in the dust. Mindfreak, 6 feet under.
Yeah, I mean, this is like one of those games where there's just too much action to keep up with. You can't even talk fast enough to keep up with it. I don't even have time to throw it to the play-by-play caster before everyone's already dead. So I mean, what can you say? End of the day, though, straight out of the zoo, they're off to a great start on that defense. But Mind Freak, okay. The Force Buy, handful of SMGs, and the Sheriff there. They want to try to get straight back into this game right now. They don't want to let it get away from them. Let's see if it's going to work out for them. A bit of a risk being taken.
Well, no chances taken by Mind Freak. Oh, I take that back, actually. They really just want to go toe-to-toe against straight out of the zoo. They have to maintain perhaps momentum and good mentality. This is already off to a good start. Lakers playing off of that. Flashpoint. Punda is gone. Looking for a second. You've got the Guardian. Does it matter, though? Lakers mid-air will take them down. And straight out of the zoo. Oh, Pilski, they strike back. But, however, the site of C has been taken by Mind Freak. Mike is planted in a corner. This is a pretty good angle. But straight out of the zoo, you know who they are. They have smoke standing. They have a Cypher cage to work with, utility to work with. This is still possible, but this buddy support players all up in such a close angle. It will go the way of Mind Freak as it do catch the players off guard. Dunny Boy by himself 20 HP and TP's right into the open arms of what's Mind Freak. Well, the Force Buy worked out very favorably.
Yeah, this is something that we saw a little while ago before the Stinger nerf. Is on the attacking side, the Stinger forces were relatively strong. You know, that in combination with a couple of Spectre buys. But since they've kind of been nerfed, you've seen a few less of those SMG force buys on the attacking side. They've fallen out of favor a little bit. But Mind Freak chucking in a bit of the old meta there, utilizing something that's fallen out of favor a little bit, does make them able to even the score and reset the economy here for straight out of the zoo, who will not buy back. They will just take the save and wait until next round when they can have access to the rifles. So here is a chance for Mind Freak to build up their own money, make sure they don't drop too many of these guns as they continue forward on this attacking side.
It's funny because patience from straight out of the zoo when you least expect it. And I like that as well. Punda, he's managed to grab the ult orb out towards C long, and none of the players of Mind Freak are aware of what just happened. The site take, of course, Mind Freak going for A again. This time straight out of the zoo, 3 players already on the site, though, prepared to fight tooth and nail just to get a few kills, do some economy damage. They have Sheriff, they have Clastics, but Mind Freak, they have the big boy guns, and they are swarming to the spike. Scroll off for a good start, but nice axe, the clap back, and it's just back and forth. The Scroll showing that he can use the Guardian as well. It's not just Yifeng who's the master of it. Straight out of the zoo, 2v4, only pistols to work with, and Mind Freak at this point, it's safe to say they have this round in the bag.
Yeah, it's interesting that you should mention, though, that Punda did go for that ult orb towards C long, because that's actually the break point between him having access to the run it back in this round and not having it, and he will have it. He's going to be able to go through into this gun round with that Phoenix ultimate available, which could be a little bit of a differentiating factor to help the boys on straight out the zoo get rolling, because they're going to need to. You can see the money on Mind Freak. It's looking pretty good, aided by the fact that Lakers has access to the Bladestorm now. They're all pretty close to those ults. A couple of kills could be the difference between some pretty big impact ults on the Rolling Thunder and the Sova ulti as well, the Hunter's Fury. First gun round, keen to see what the approach is going to be for Mind Freak, though. It looks like a 3-1-1. They're going to try to work some A control here with that breach. There's the flash through. Lakers trying to dive deep into A long off the back of the breach flash and find some control, and that's exactly what he's done. Not really much contest over there, because you can see Mike's just playing full retake with those Cypher trips towards the A site, wants to try to spam someone through the smoke.
You know, I was just wondering, Pilski, Mind Freak starting on the attack side, perhaps this is the best case scenario for them. Because straight out of the zoo, if they were on the attack, oh man, I'll be very afraid. So, well, unfortunately, it is what it is right now, and it's just absolute silence. Mind Freak having a pretty heavy preference towards the A site, and Mikey, once again, you know, like you said, just patience, sitting in heaven, letting his utility do most of the work while he takes advantage of it. There you go, utility is out from Mind Freak, and then side tech should be coming in, dashing onto the site. Oh, really good positioning, actually. Norson picks up nice hacks out towards B, and Mikey, he's staring around at why aren't his Cypher traps triggering? Now they're all destroyed. He has nothing left. Only no cages even. He has to wait for his team to come through for the retake. Mind Freak, this is a great play by them.
This is where the run it back needs to be huge, but the paranoia is already ready from Watt there.
over Punda. He's used it. He still has about half left. He can still be pushing through. Will take down Lakers. That's the Blade Storm gone. What? This is a great TP behind enemy lines from A-Main. No one realizes yet. Mind Freak, what? He could be the difference maker here. Indeed, he is. Norton for 3. What will catch Punda? All down to Mikey by himself. The task was too tall for him. Does fall at the end. Mind Freak, they are establishing a lead, and their economy looking really good, Pilski.
Lewis Watson, big brain extraordinaire with that TP. That's insane. Really good use of the ulti TP on Omen there. But not only that, also Norson gets a 4K there in a very, very important round. The man's been a little bit quiet on the Sentinel tonight. I remember first game, he had under 100 ACS in a map where his team won, which is not what you want to be seeing. So good to see the man really stepping up towards the third map here. So the drone just trying to push the Marshall player off the line, and really nice utilization of the utility to minimize risk in a round like this where it's a low buy from straight out the zoo. Dart on the back of the site does give info for Lakers to dash forth, and you do have that full C site control here for Mind Freak. They just want to make sure this is a nice and clean round for themselves up against the half buy from straight out the zoo.
That hot hands actually from straight out of the zoo, it actually did quite a bit of damage to White, but however, he couldn't quite finish the job straight out of the zoo. They lost 2 players. Oh, great shot by Wildflower. There you go. Mid-air takes out Punda. The Blade Storm, I think it was in play earlier, but now it's been already used. I didn't quite catch when. And Wildflower, wow, he's keeping the players just locked down in the garage angle. Nice hacks. Actually engaged Scroll real quick. Oh, Scroll, the clean taps with the Guardian. Mind Freak, flawless round. They can definitely afford to keep what guns they had in this round, coming into this full buy round versus straight out of the zoo.
Yeah, I mean, their economy is absolutely soaring right now. This is going to take a lot of sustained effort over multiple rounds for straight out the zoo to come back into things. But I guess it's better to be in this position on the defensive side. Just try to chip away a few rounds and not worry so much about breaking the economy, because you are obviously on the disadvantageous side on the defense here. Got the Rolling Thunder and the Sova ult available here for Mind Freak, so you see them just group up towards C, but that is a hell of a mid-round peak from Yifang.
A mid-round peak and on Sova nonetheless. Scroll finally with the last arrow does finish him off though. 1 for 1. Tony Boy, was that through the smoke? Oh my god! Catches out White. I could barely even see what happened there. It had to be through the smoke. Ridiculous shot. One tap as well. And Mawson, oh dearie me, misses a pretty important frag against Punda. And Punda, being Phoenix as well, can heal himself back up to health. Wildflower by himself. Risky. Does win the duel. Straight out of the zoo. A man advantage. But Wildflower, the Breach, Rolling Thunder, still available to use. But they are on the attack side. That's what I'm concerned about, Pilski.
Well, they have got control of the C site now. Spike getting over towards the plant spot, and will plant open for long. You can see Pex is on the 3rd edition of his crosshair for this series, and it seems to be going well for it as 3D2 read.
Worthless.
Oh no, the Rolling Thunder was perfectly catched. Basically, what, 3 players? Down to Mikey versus Pex and 1v1. Mikey spots out Pex, but 8 bullets left the magazine. Now Wildflower, no more flashpoints to work with. 10 seconds till the fault line won't need it though. 4 kills going his way, and green is the color of crosshair that he needed. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Mind Freak, lead by 4.
There you go, green with the outline. That's the way to go. None of this white, no outline for Pex. He's finally found the crosshair for him. Yeah, and also worth mentioning that he's on the Breach as well this time around, rather than a duelist or something. He's been a bit of a flexible player for Mind Freak so far. I think he's played Sage, Reyna, Breach, Phoenix, and I think he's played another character as well. I'm struggling to remember. I think he's played like 5 different characters so far. No idea how that dart doesn't scan nice hacks, by the way. That's a bit weird. He's going to find a timing, actually, to push C long now. He can updraft over that trip there, potentially. And now here's the B push in from Mind Freak. Going to catch Duddy at the back of the site here.
These flashpoints actually Lakers. He will get blinded by his own teammate. But straight out of the zoo, you know, they are on a really cheap buy. Eco, more or less, Yifang with the dollar store operator. I'm not too sure how far he can really go with it, but Mind Freak's already down. And Morton handily wins this engagement versus Mikey. And the retake, it's looking to be harder and harder as time goes by. Lakers going huge now, sprays down NiceHax point blank, and to end the round with a 4 kill on the Punda. Mind Freak, flawless.
That's massive. I think I've just cast a curse straight out of the zoo. They're not out of it yet. I mean, it's only 7 rounds deep into round number 8. They've got 4 ults available to them. 2 of them being pretty big impact ones. You got the Phoenix and the Sova ult ready. So keen to see if they can utilize those well to be able to pick themselves up around. But so far, Mind Freak has kind of just been rolling it. It's been heading through these rounds with relative ease, some kind of close mid-rounds and late rounds coming out, some post-plants that could have gone the way of straight out the zoo, but nothing so far. Finally, operator for NiceHax is on the line, could have an opportunity here, but really nice shoulder peek in there from Scroll, and he just utilizes the drone to push him off the line.
NiceHax, I like the positioning because he knows he can't really aggress that much back. Blade Storm versus Operator, and of course NiceHax versus Lakers. Jet difference might actually catch the head of Scroll as well. Doesn't come to fruition. Norton, great tap onto Duddy Boy. That's the smokes for straight out of the zoo gone. Fear not though, they still have 3 ultimates to work with. Once again, my eyeballs are on the run it back in the hands of Punda. He can make magic happen with it. Here you go, 1 smoke out. And Mikey, he's calling for rotation perhaps. Good play. But doesn't get revealed either way. The Cyber Cage didn't save him at all. What? Handily takes him down. Mind Freak, they should have the seaside on lock. Hunter's Fury even just about by a little bit more time. It clears positioning for actually Punda to push in. Takes down Norton. Running back is out. He's got 1 player going back. Pex is gone. The spike's not down just yet. Straight out of the zoo. 3v1. And I think, Pilski, you called it. They had the ultimate. And they are not out of the zoo just yet.
30 seconds left.
What's pretty good in these clutches, though, does have another smoke available to him, which he's going to chuck on CT, try to pick up that spike, but instead opts to aggress forward. No, he has to take a bit of a risk in this 1 or 2 here. Let's see if it works out for him.
Lewis Watson! And he goes down. NiceHax, point blank with the $5,000 50 cal. Tears his midsection apart. And also, Pilski, one thing I want to point out, you know, with Wildflower and his crosshair iterations, finally going with green, actually. It's a really good choice because green is the most sensitive color to the human eyes. It's the color they can spot out the easiest. So it's just a fun fact for everyone out there. The best color for crosshair is green, scientifically.
What if you're colorblind, though?
Well, Komodo, he makes it work. I'm not too sure. But for the general population, you should be okay. I'll get into the colorblind thing a little bit later, actually. Oh no, the flashpoints. Lakers will take down NiceHax. Onto Yifeng as well. He's clearing Seaside all by himself. Mind Freak. They're coming to this round with a vengeance. They lost the previous, and they're not willing to let up control just yet. Scroll pumps the spike down. 2 points from having the Hunter's Fury. And Mind Freak, this is a really healthy post plant.
Yeah, looking good in the 5-on-3 here. Not a whole lot of control available for straight out the zoo. Only just now coming through Garage.
Here we go, utility being spended. And Mikey, finally with the trade back, Wildflower does go down by straight out of the zoo. Perhaps you have to ask the question, is it the time to save? Because time has expired so much, the spike. It's about to blow up now. If you don't kill and defuse ASAP, you won't have a chance. Well, Mind Freak, they do get the kills at the end of the day, and they maintain their 5-round lead. Whew, straight out of the zoo. 3 ultimate standing, Pilski.
Yeah, it's a half buy for them, though. They've lost economy control. And this is kind of similar to what we saw earlier between Order and Fun Crew. Is one team just having economy control the whole time, the other team being economically reset every second round. Essentially, Mind Freak are playing for 2 rounds every time. And the only way straight out the zoo can recover from that is if they win one of these rounds, but they have to win it convincingly. You can't just have 2 players surviving because your economy won't be able to be strong enough to continue forward. You do have to survive with like 4 players plus to actually start to turn the economy game back in your favor from this position. Pretty slow stuff from Mind Freak so far. Taking their time, moving through the map, holding for pushes, holding for aggression because they know their opponents only have lackluster weapons available.
Oh, wow. Look at that from Mind Freak as well. The flashpoint, just to clear even that angle. Norton was ready for the swing. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this almost feels like paranoia from Mindfreak. They're showing that much respect to Straight Out of the Zoo.
No, this is pretty standard for an anti-eco. Like, this is exactly how you want to play an anti-eco. You want to stick together. You want to hold for some of that aggression, then just group up and utilize the utility to minimize risk, and that's why they're using the flashpoint like that. And they're pretty much just grouped up, taking the site. They smoke off all the angles they need. They flash the angles that could be dangerous for them. And yeah, I mean, it's working exactly as intended from Mindfreak. This is pretty much anti-eco 101 from them.
But Lawson by himself about to push this angle, assisted by the Elgato. Won't spot out Yifeng point blank. Lawson can't quite capitalize, and still he's going to have a wall bang. Fiesta, 3 kills for him. Straight Out of the Zoo, they get taken down convincingly. So it's Mindfreak actually who are building up economy that they already have pretty much tapped out. Look at the money of what and Lakers. Oh my gosh, Pilski, Mindfreak. I think they're really feeling it now on the first half, and we may have just cursed Straight Out of the Zoo.
Well, I mean, basically what you want from Straight Out of the Zoo now is they need to win this round with three players plus surviving. And then they can try to win 2 towards the tail end of this half. Otherwise, this is going to be very difficult for them. Yes, they can't break the money anymore, but they need to try to make that happen. It's not going to really be easy, though, because you see Scrawl and Wildflower do have access to those big impact ultimates. Oh, there you go. Nice hacks, though. Opens up the accounting. That's going to be a good start for them. Scrawl, however, really positioning the drone position there with the ultimate from Yifeng. The Sova on Sova duel goes the way of him, and Lakers, rather, is all the way up towards the top of that B site already.
One funny thing I want to say is watching Wildflower and Lakers, the Breach plus Jet duo that Straight Out of the Zoo, they were putting the works on Mindfreak in a sense. It's happening to them now on Haven. Mindfreak, the spike is down. You have the rolling thunder to work with. That was almost a double spray down. A 2-piece for Scroll. Mikey finally, however, he does manage to get the final kill. 49 HP by himself. 1v2. A crossfire from the last 2 players of Mindfreak, but however, the isolation is possible. Not anymore, though, as you can see. Wildflower has worked his way onto the sides. No about to come out. Wildflower, all he has to do is tap that big green crosshair about to come in real clutch for him. He's doing it, and there he goes. He gets the final kill. Mindfreak, 9-2. Last round of the first half, Pilski.
Last round in the half.
And it's a half that's been going pretty fantastic for him. Yifeng is one off that Sova ult, so if he gets a kill or an orb in this round, he can utilize that pretty nicely. But you've got the Breach ult in combination with the daggers ready for the Lakers. This could be a pretty aggressive play from Mindfreak, who are already grouping up towards A lobby. Want to probably just go straight into that site where there is only Mike waiting. He is going to be the man pretty much setting up his traps and trying to buy time for the rotations to come in. Already a bit of a push down mid. Nice Hacks is just going to push straight onto the flank with Punda, so this is a matter of time until these flanks start to come out, but the trip is there from Mindfreak.
Oh, look at that. Mikey, good for it too. This is huge right now for Straight Out of the Zoo. Lakers and Scroll, they are down. The spike is down. The Rolling Thunder will have to be employed. And Wildflower is still pushing through. And the trades are back and forth. The kill feed's lighting up like the 4th of July. Mindfreak Norson, his back is exposed to Nice Hacks and Straight Out of the Zoo. They should be in prime position to win this round. Not if White can help it though. We'll push through. That firewall takes down Punda. Relatively easy. Yifeng waiting for the flank from his teammate. Wildflower being so patient. Watts being patient as well, holding the angle. Mindfreak has called a total stop to all operations. Nice Hacks, he will spot the spike, but Wildflower, great game sense. With a single shot, takes him down. Yifeng, oh come on, the after shot will just blow him up from underneath. Mindfreak, they win the last round of the first half off of, I wouldn't really call it pure shenanigans, but that was crazy.
I mean, they just rolled Straight Out of the Zoo. There's no other way to put it. They're individually playing better. As a team, they're playing better. And, you know, you bring all of that with the momentum into the attacking side of Haven. You're going to be pretty happy with how this one's going. And Straight Out of the Zoo, it's kind of what I was talking about before. Look, they play an aggressive style. But at the end of the day, when the individuals stop performing to an extremely high level, that's when this style is just going to stop working for you as consistently. You know, you need to be able to use that aggression effectively with the individual skill to back it up. And if your players aren't winning the duels, then you're going to basically be giving up picks to the opposing team. That's just the way that it boils down. You know, when you're aggressing, you're looking for those advantages, you're looking for those duels to be won. But if you aggress and you're losing the aim duels, you're going to find yourself at a deficit pretty quickly.
An 8-round deficit to be precise right now, and Mindfreak, they have to be feeling pretty good about themselves, but straight out of the zoo. Hey, look, I still think it is possible because right now they are on the attacking side, but 8 rounds, and they can't even let Mindfreak get to 12. Mindfreak only needs 12, and that would pretty much be a death sentence. Oh my gosh, Lakers, of course, with the breach utility. Scroll actually was one to get the kill with the shock dart. Nice hacks is gone. That's one entry fragger. Duelist dive agent dead, and Honda gonna have to use the utility this early just to heal. Fantastic early round push from Mindfreak.
Yeah, already found themselves the man advantage straight out the zoo. Now starting to assess their other options, poking and prodding through middle here, moving as a pack. But where do they end up going if they make a bit of a step towards Garage? You did have a 2-man setup there between Watt and Lakers ready to go. You've got the trip towards top of B as well. Does seem like they're going to move through the smoke here. This could be dangerous for straight out the zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god, that was brilliant! You're sneaking in the smoke! Yifeng goes huge for straight out of the zoo right now. 3 kills his way, sneaking in the shadows like James Bond. Oh dear me, Mawson. He's not even aware of the scroll. He does get a kill to Yifeng finally, but Mikey now. Sober on Sober, Cypher on Cypher, all down the scroll by himself, 14 HP. 1 bullet left in the magazine. It's not going to happen. The animals hopping around. They pick up the pistol round. This is their chance. This is the chance, Pilski. Buy some G's. Go hard, go fast.
Yeah, that was a massive individual play from Yifeng. He basically dragged straight out of the zoo, kicking and screaming through a round that they didn't really have very much business winning. They were forcing themselves into the worst possible scenario, running through a smoke into Garage, into a 2-man setup. But when you're shooting that sharp with the ghost and checking all the right angles, I guess it's going to work out for you. And that, like you did say, is a bit of a lifeline for straight out of the zoo. This is a, you know, life raft in the middle of the ocean of Mindfreak rounds that they're clinging to right now, and maybe they can finally get ashore and actually start to make a bit of a run at things.
That record error from Yifeng just point blank lands in front of them. Oh well, at least it recharges. So straight out of the zoo, playing this round really slow, perhaps just waiting for utility to be back online. But this is really good mid control from straight out of the zoo. As Mindfreak, they've stacked all 5 players on the A site and just hanging around, being really patient, waiting for straight out of the zoo perhaps to land into their trap, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's just the anti-eco up into B, smoke both of the sides of the connectors and dart onto the backside and then the plant. Don't mind that from straight out the zoo. Managing their risk really well with the utility anti-eco, but now just flanked from A. Mike will have to manage this one, and his aim's been set off by the jet. There's the rifle dropped.
Rifle drops, but putting the burn on the Norse and the hot hands, and Dunny Boy using the mantle goes straight down all the way. Does finish off Wildflower, pulls out the ghost, and handily 3 kills for him straight out of the zoo. They lost 2 players, but they do gain the round. So Pilski in hindsight, actually, it's not too bad economy-wise for straight out of the zoo.
Yeah, it's good. Their money's in a decent position. Did just lose a couple of those guns, which is why you see 2 of the blokes a little bit poorer than everybody else. But, you know, it's decent enough for the time being. It's definitely not the start to the economy that Mindfreak had. They're going to have to earn that through winning a couple of gun rounds here. So let's see if straight out of the zoo can put the hard yards in, as they are now on the attacking side. Pretty slow crawling approach from them. 2-1-2. Just prodding towards the extremities of C long. They do get the orb over there for Punda, I believe. Now they're going to start to regroup back towards A lobby, back towards middle. There's nice hacks just pressuring that part of the map, taking the control for the boys on straight out the zoo, who are grouping up for a bit of an A-side attack. It's only Norson here, full retake, similar to what Michael was doing with the Cypher trips, just trying to get some spam kills through the smoke.
Norson, well, those Cypher traps won't really amount to much. There's only 1 left. and does tag Dundee Boy down a little bit, but that's a lot of utility going both ways. Scroll down, Hunter's Fury actually has to force Lakers back just a little bit, and oh my gosh, the fault line as well. Poor Dusty Boy, he's just sitting on site getting spammed, everything. Nice action hasn't been spotted just yet though, but the spy cam dart is his sideline. Doesn't help them too much, but it doesn't matter when Straight Outta Zoo, they're picking up the kills on Mindfreak left, right, and center, putting them for 3, run it back, didn't even have to be used now, and oh dearie me, this is the start of the economy you were talking about, Pilski. They are fighting it for it, and it's coming their way.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd say Straight Outta Zoo straight back into this game, mate. As Ponder gets himself a multi-frag there in that gun round, gives him access to his run it back if he wants it. Don't necessarily need to use that in this round, just up against the Sheriffs in the anti-eco. But it is one of those things where you could use it in a bit of a money man situation. In CS, that's sort of referring to sometimes you'll just send one player with like an SMG or something like that into a site to see if there's a stack going on. Could definitely use the Phoenix ult like that if you wanted to.
One down.
But doesn't seem like they're having too many issues right now. Just getting the first 2 openers. Really nice anti-eco so far from Straight Outta Zoo. Even do find the push into window. Lawson's been found out there. Should be dealt with pretty easily.
Yeah, Mindfreak, they showed mad aggression early on. Squall, you know, he got taken through the smoke, and then what was that? Lakers just dashes to his death. Norson, he gets spotted out by the Cypher cam. Mid, he has to fall back. And once again, Straight Outta Zoo, I swear to God, they are the only team I've seen actually do this, tossing guns away, not giving any advantage to Mindfreak. 4v2, and it's anti-eco, you know, perhaps the players of Straight Outta Zoo, they could use this chance. Not quite nice hacks, but maybe Yifang, he could use this chance to farm a few more kills. There you go, there's a spike plant to get the Hunter's Fury online and available to use for a Straight Outta Zoo.
Yeah, would like to see him just get one more kill. Guarantee that Hunter's Fury, like you did say. Will definitely help out. See the last 2 Mindfreak players. Just looking to try to take a few guns away towards the end of the round here, but Straight Outta Zoo don't want to be losing those weapons. They are on the comeback train. Oh, there you go. Watts actually found the gun in towards spawn. Pretty heads up play from the man. He's going to be able to keep himself a Vandal into that next round.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, no way. Wildflower, I thought let him go because he was 5 HP, only a Sheriff. Might as well just try get some economy damage. But what? He looked pretty thirsty to engage as well. This time, though, it looks like he will be pinched at mid because this player's behind him and there's already one player so close in front of him. What? Doesn't really amount to much because Mikey, with the swing, takes him down fast. I was going to say Yifang not fully finishing the job of tossing the Vandal over the edge. It was perhaps a downfall of sorts as Mindfreak, they almost saved the Vandal. Not that it matters now because they can buy either way. However, it could be a better situation. Lakers, he could have potentially full armor, but don't quote me, I'm not a mathematician.
Yeah, not sure. Either way, though, Straight Outta Zoo, they've won 4 on the trot here. Looking really, really good. Keen to see if they can keep that momentum up, keep up this comeback train, because this is the fight to see who goes through to that grand final. Nice little cam on the line to push Lakers back, make sure that they don't lose an operator pick to him. Not something that Straight Outta Zoo have had to deal with yet, due to the economy being low for Mindfreak in the opening couple of rounds of the game. They haven't had to deal with the operator just yet. Oh, drone doesn't spot the jet on the line, so nicely done there. And so far, Straight Outta Zoo, they're doing a pretty decent job just walking around the map. There's not really any information for Mindfreak right now, who are just going to leave that Sova retake A from Heaven there. Wants to try to use the dart or the drone to be able to spam someone through the smoke or utilize his shock darts from that Heaven position. What on the rotation from that C site over towards A, it's actually ending in a couple of an A stack here for Mindfreak. They've got 3 or 4 people pretty close, boots on the ground in the site as this execute comes in for Straight Outta Zoo.
Oh, Lakers, I like that. Being Jet, you have that privilege to just peek through the smoke and then dash back instantaneously. Punda, such an impactful character, is already gone. No Phoenix utility, no flashbacks to work with. And Scroll, the shot start, good for 1. Doesn't can't even finish the spike. He can finish the spike plant, but he will get taken down by the shock darts. Scroll, I can't believe he had enough time to shoot both. No one was shooting Heaven, and now Mindfreak, they're retaking this site handily. All down to Mikey on the flank. I do think Wildflower is very aware of this Mikey. Trying to strafe shoot, getting a few picks. but at this point, perhaps a save is the wiser option because the defuse is coming through. Lawson about to finish it halfway, and Mikey, oh my god, peeks right into a firing squad. Mind Freak, they get so much closer to match point.
Change of plans.
That's just huge brain from Scrawl. Absolutely massive from the man to just hear the sound cue and react accordingly with those shock darts. You'll absolutely love to see that from the Sova player. A lot of ults almost available, already ready on both sides. Everyone's within 1 or 2 ulti orbs of having that ult or already having it ready, so that you can already tell that this round is going to be an absolute mess. As we move forward and it gets closer. Still money available for both teams, so Australia Zoo definitely not out of things yet. They do have plenty more buys available. Nice Hack's going to rely on those knives. Heading forward into this round as it's a 1-1-3 here from the boys on Australia Zoo. Want to try to pressure towards C long. Will be the run it back to get in towards that site, and the Jet forcing the way through garage.
Yifang, it's pretty Hunter's Fury. Thunder, he will tank it though. However, does get exposed by the recon arrow of his own. That running back won't really amount to much. Duddy Boy does get the advantage. 1 kill, and that's the perks of having to run it back. It's an extra life to play with. Once that cage expires, Scroll, he could be in prime position to get a few kills. The flash, though, the flash. No one realizes what's going on. Scroll, good for 2. The spraying down the players one at a time. 3 for him. That's all down to 1v1. Wallflower. Oh my god, what a spray. Does win out Yifang and had to transfer it to Nice Hacks. The Blades couldn't quite finish him off. Match point for Mind Freak. Oh my god, Pilski, the round was messy, but straight out of the zoo. This is do or die.
Yeah, and they invested so many of their ults in it, right? They invested 3 ults in there without finding the round, unfortunately. Whereas Mind Freak, they still have that Sova ult. They still have the Breach ult. The round was just so fast-paced and so messy that they never really had opportunity to use those ultimates. So now having both of those ultimates available right here on match point is a really good opportunity to just lock Haven down and win it. There's the ult straight off the bat. Scroll's just going to use it off the rip. Does actually get a tag of someone over towards A. But apart from that, and a little bit of damage, a little bit of info, not really a whole lot there. 2-man setup in towards A long between the Cypher and the Jet is a completely different look than straight out the Zoo have had to deal with yet. And I think it's going to catch them off guard. First kill goes the way of Lakers and he dashes out. This is perfect. You see Norson is just hiding in the corner, biding time. See if he can find himself another frag and get out of dodge.
Oh, Norson just fighting for his life right now. Utility has been expended, and Mind Freak, that early pick onto Duddy Boy, that's no almost supposed to work with Norson. Great shot on Nice Hacks, just getting the kill before that Cypher cage could fully pop. Lakers going for a little bit more, however, Mikey will take him down. Neural Theft is out. They know where the last few Mind Freak players are. There's only 1 player in the form of Watt over towards the C site. Everyone else, more or less grouped towards A. Straight out of the Zoo, they're taking it slow now. They're falling back, and Punda looking to get a few frags for his team because by God, do they need it right now.
Yeah, need someone to make a play at this point. Phoenix Wall across the right side of the B site there to try to create a bit of space, but you do have the breach ult here ready. As soon as the tap comes down, you're going to see that breach ult just dropped immediately from Pex. Does knock 2 of them up there. In fact, all 3 of them. This should be easy cleanup for Mind Freak to win this map and make their way into the grand final, and that's going to be it. Scroll finished it off. Mind Freak earning themselves a spot in the grand final. Absolutely massive display from Haven.
Oh my god. Pilski, I can't. That game is seriously. Mind Freak, they managed to turn things around. They got rolled by straight out of the Zoo in the previous. And Mind Freak, that was proper form. Pex, he finally found the stride with the green crosshair and playing Breach, delivering Mind Freak the win. Putting the hill just flashed absolute hell. That final Rolling Thunder caught out all 3 players straight out of the Zoo. They were like, oh, well, that's it. And I guess this is the part in which they disband. But, well, that's what Yifang said at least.
Maybe. It would be sad to see. Obviously, you know, there's got to be something there. There's got to be something special if you make it to the semi-final there with a pretty new team through the open qualifiers. So I would hope that they stick it out and maybe at least have a practice scrim next time. Maybe they'll win the whole thing.
Well, guys, thank you very much. But we will be cutting to a very short breather just to summarize our thoughts. And actually, look at this, the bracket. Oh, sorry. Order versus Mind Freak, they made it to the grand finals. Mind Freak, they stole, I wouldn't really say stole the position from Australia Zoo, but I definitely expect Australia Zoo to be somewhere up there. Doesn't matter though, because for third and fourth place, it will be Fun Crew versus the Animals. Order versus Mind Freak, that's a pretty exciting matchup, Pilski. Proper form versus proper form.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. I think Mind Freak, they've definitely been up and down. Even in that series, you saw it. They're a team that they're a little bit inconsistent. Some of the individuals are not necessarily always performing up to their full potential. But when all the boys are, performing up to a pretty decent standard, and when the strats are on point, this is obviously a very, very strong team within Oceania. So you want to see them really bring a good level of form into Order, who looked pretty rock solid, at least today, up against their opponents of Fun Crew.
I agree with you fully there, and it just comes down to whichever team they have the better synergy and composition at that point. Order, they've been reasonably secretive in my opinion, but Mind Freak, the coaching is paying off. Shout out to Arkin again, the big brain. He's been probably putting in so many hours in preparation for the regional finals here. Guys, it's been a long day, but we finally come to an end. Tomorrow, it will be the grand finals for the VALORANT Oceanic Tour 2021, Order versus Mind Freak. Thank you, everyone, for watching. It has been so much fun casting with you, Pilski, as well. And any last words from you, Pilski, before I end things?
Not really. Just happy we got the 3 mapper there. We got, almost a full display of games here today, and some really exciting ones in there as well. So I'm looking forward to see the conclusion tomorrow.
There you go, the conclusion to the story of the first stage of the VALORANT Oceanic Tour. Once again, it's been a pleasure. I'm your caster, Digital QEF William Zhang, and of course, Mitch Pilipowski. Pilski, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching.
I just time traveled. Today's a big day for past me. He just got the latest Vodafone broadband with super Wi-Fi. Wow. Which finally means Wi-Fi in all 4 corners of the house. What? Even there? I've got Wi-Fi in the garage. Yeah, we do. See ya.
Oh, it's still in the garage.
Yeah. Super Wi-Fi. Wall-to-wall Wi-Fi guaranteed.